Buckheit, Kobe Stevens, and David Williams are safeties. J.K. Moore and Willie Rice at quarterback. Nathan Quevedo set to kick it away. As I mentioned, the Broncos kicking from south to north in their home blue uniforms, yellow pants, blue helmets tonight. And for Central Mo, the white road uniforms with red pants, the black helmets, and the mule on the side of their helmets. It's Mules versus Broncos, UCO versus number 2, UCM here at Chad Richardson Stadium.
Quevedo has teed up the ball, ready to kick it away. Who's ready for Bronco football?
Quevedo has it on the tee. 88 degrees at kickoff. That wind officially east-southeast, 11 miles an hour here at Chad Richardson Stadium. Kind of from the right to left as Quevedo kicks it away and easily puts it through the end zone for the touchback. And we see this Central Mo offense. John, I mentioned the linebackers for UCO played really well last week. I would imagine this will be a much bigger test up front as well for those 3 down linemen.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a bigger test for every position on the field this week. So fair point. But the linebackers are going to have to control and really, how they play starts up front with the big fellas. They've got to keep blockers off of them, allow them to move laterally and get to the ball carriers. So it's going to take a team effort with that front 7.
Empty backfield on first down for Central Mo. They elect to start from the left hash at the 25-yard line. 4 receivers, 3 of them bunched up tight on the right side, 1 out wide right as Zebrowski drops the throw. Has a lot of time, steps up. Now he's hit and drugged down. He's going to be sacked. As getting to him for UCO that time was Noah West off the edge. It'll be a loss of 2.
Broncos were getting held pretty bad, too, on that play as well. I thought that we were going to see a flag. We didn't. Can't believe that Central Missouri Zebrowski took the sack there. Really held on to that ball too long.
Don't forget, if you want to contact us here in the booth, no matter who you're pulling for tonight, you can do that at ucoradio@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. 2nd down and 12 for Central Mo from their own 23. Zebrowski out of the gun will hand it off. This is Hawkins running straight ahead and not a lot there. Gets across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Tackle made that time for UCO by Braden Smith.
Marcellus Hawkins, the mule running back, is a Putnam City Pirate, Todd. Came right out of Oklahoma City and left the state, went to Warrensburg. I'm a Putnam City North alumni, so I always like to shout out those Putnam City district athletes. And Marcellus he had a good season last year for the Mules and back at it this year.
Illegal formation, more than 4 in the backfield offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So it will be a 5-yard penalty. UCO will take that penalty. By the way, that was Zane Adams on the tackle for the Broncos. Penalty will move it back to the 18 and make it a 2nd down and 17 now.
17.
Would have been a 3rd and 9 had the Broncos not taken the penalty. Hawkins to the right of Zebrowski, again working from the left hash. 3 receivers wide right. 1 back to the left as Zebrowski fakes a handoff and drops, setting up a screen. And it is 8 up as Noah West is there again to make the play. Hawkins made the grab. He only got 2 to the 20, and now it'll be 3rd and 15.
Now West was being blocked by Liam Workman, the left tackle, but he had his eyes up and he saw that the screen was coming right by him, so he just scraped off of Workman, wrapped up the ankles of the ball carrier as soon as he caught the ball. Just a perfect play by West.
See Marcus Soul check into the lineup for UCO for this pass rush down. 3rd down and 15 for Central Mo from their own 20. Need to get it to the 35. Empty backfield as there's 5 on the play clock. Zebrowski, play clock down to 2. Now at 1. Play clock's at 0. There's no flag. There's the flag finally. It's going to be a delay of game on Central Mo.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Noah West was jumping around to get the officials' attention for about 3 seconds after that thing went to 0. Early season for the officials too, but somebody's got to be responsible for watching that play clock.
So now it's a 3rd and 20 from the 15 for the Mules. 2 receivers stacked, one on top of the other, split out wide right. 5 receivers total. Zebrowski drops, pressure, gets away from the first, but not the second. Zane Adams gets him to the turf. Back at the 12-yard line, Broncos with 2 sacks on the possession. Central Mo goes backwards 13 yards, and they'll punt it away.
I mean, short of a turnover, that was about as bad of an opening drive that Central Missouri could have seen, and I know that they didn't expect to come out and take the ball and have that as their first offensive possession. So those coaches are going to get over there and make some adjustments. They are a high-powered offense, but the Broncos showed that they came to play tonight on the first series.
Kobe Stevens, who took one 90 yards to the house last week, back to receive this one. Broncos nearly got there on the punt. It'll bounce at the UCO 45 across midfield and out of bounds at the Central Mo. It'll bounce at the Central Mo 45 and out of bounds at the UCO 43. So that is a punt of 41 yards with no return, and the Broncos have it first and 10 at the 43. Broncos offense, Jett Huff at quarterback, Jalen Cottrell and Andrew Carney, the running backs. Wide receivers Jacob Delso and Terrell Davis. Dominique Dunn is the tight end. The offensive line from left to right, Noah Dobson, Turner Hilburn, Gabe Grazier, Montrell Lee, and Matt Garner. The Central Mo defense. Next break we get in the action is Huff will have Cottrell to his left on first and 10 from the 43. Hands off to Cottrell, running right, 45, lowers his head out near midfield, going to get to the 49-yard line. Gain of 6 on first down.
Just a simple dive play on first down there for the Broncos to the right side. Nice job by Cottrell.
2nd and 4 this time. Huff throws left side, pass complete to Davis. Davis into Central Mo territory down to the 44. Nice gain on that one of 8 yards. Broncos have a first and 10 and are ready to go again. 3 receivers, all wide to the right. Tight end left side. Throw behind the receiver, but a good grab made that time. Down at the 41, it's a short gain, as the catch that time was made by Christian Davis. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Correction, that was Ashton Schumann on the grab, not Davis. 2nd down and 7 on the play. There's a throw into the flat left side intended for Schumann and incomplete. It'll be 3rd down. The Central Mo defense real quickly. Up front, Joshua Bean, Elias Sherman, the defensive ends. Weston King, the nose guard. Linebackers, Cale Miller, Austin Bressler, Drew Kaufman. And defensive backs, Charles Gaddy, Noah Blair, Talon Sanders, Kalen Gully, and Rajon Williams. 3rd down and 7 for the Broncos at the UCM 41. Huff dropping to throw. Looking left, going up top for Davis. Davis leaps forward and can't make the grab. Down inside the 15-yard line. Defended on the play by Talon Sanders. It'll be 4th down and decision time here for the Broncos.
Yeah, that one, good throw by Huff there, and Davis really has to go up and high point that ball and catch it. It was good coverage, but those are the kind of athletic plays you have to make if you want to compete with a team like Central Missouri.
4th down and 7 from the 41. Broncos go for it. Huff, left side, Davis open. Oh, and he overthrew him. Davis was open inside the 10, and they couldn't connect, and the Broncos turn it over on downs. He had some green out in front of him. It was going to be a touchdown if he could have grabbed it, but Central Mo will get the ball back at their own 41.
Just about 2 feet there. That football needed to have taken off of it, and Coach Dorrell is taking a big sigh out there as he watched that play. He was standing out near the 50-yard line, and I can imagine the thoughts going through his head. They want to get that throw back, but the Broncos coming out to compete early, moving the chains on offense, and the drive stalls with a couple incomplete passes, but defense played well on their first drive, and it's going to take a well-rounded effort tonight out of the Broncos on both sides of the ball, and I like that the Broncos went for it there.
Empty backfield for Zebrowski on 1st and 10 from his own 41. 11:45 to go first quarter, scoreless. Zebrowski throws quickly left side. That's Hawkins from the receiver position, making the grab for a short gain from the 41 up to the 43. It'll be a 2-yard gain.
Willie Rice and David Williams on the coverage for the Broncos. They were right there to force the ball carrier out of bounds after just a short gain.
5 receivers again, 3 to the wide side of the field. That's the right, 2 to the left. From the left hash, Zebrowski throwing under pressure. Throws one up for grabs, incomplete. Broncos had a blitz on. Zebrowski tried to get it up to Zach Patterson and overthrew him, and it'll be 3rd down and long again for Central Mo.
Patterson was open too. Broncos fortunate, but really up front, they ran a blitz. They brought 2 backers through the B gap on the right side, and that put a lot of pressure on Zebrowski right out of the gate. He had just had to throw that thing up for grabs. Fortunately, he did not put it on point.
3rd down and 8 from the 43. Need to get it to the UCO 49 to Central Mo here. Empty backfield again for Zebrowski. Rolling right, now turns to his left. Looking, pressured, hit, and sacked. Zane Adams and Hunter Largent have a meeting at the quarterback at the 40-yard line. It's a loss of 3, and Central Mo will punt it again.
And I could hear the crowd up here won the hold call as well. The Broncos putting pressure on Zebrowski, the offensive lineman, having their hands full, literally, with the Broncos down there. And didn't expect 3 sacks on the first 2 series out of the Broncos tonight. Fantastic play up front.
4th down, Stevens standing at his own 20 to receive this punt. Kicks away. It'll bounce at the UCO 30 down to the 26-yard line, and that's where the Broncos will have it. 1st down and 10 from their own 26-yard line. Timeout on the field, 10:36 to go, first quarter, scoreless. You're listening to UCO Bronco football.
Officials timeout.
Crack at it, scoreless game between UCO and Central Missouri. Huff out of the gun on 1st down. Hands off, right side. From the 25 out to about the 27-yard line. 26, I should say, out to about the 27. That's William Mason on the carry, who's in at running back, gains 1. 2nd down, 9 for the Broncos from the 27. Huff out of the gun, throws it short to Schumann, left side. Schumann gets a block to the 30, spins up near the 35. Going to get about 7 yards there and set up a 3rd down and short from the 35. 3rd and 1 coming up. Huff goes under center. Broncos go quick. Quarterback sneak. I don't think he got it. He didn't get it. He's short. And the Broncos are going to have to punt it away. They tried to catch UCM off balance there, and the Mules made the stop up front, and UCO will send the punt team out.
Yeah, that was a long 3rd down needed, a long 1 or 1.5. The Broncos just didn't get the push they needed on the offensive line there. Give credit to Central Missouri stacking up the UCO offensive line there at the line of scrimmage and dropping them for no gain.
Grayson Miller will punt it away. Peyton Hunt will snap it back to him. Snap is perfect. Miller's kick headed towards the sideline, hits and takes a great UCO bounce inside the 10, inside the 5, and it goes all the way to the end zone. It's a 66-yard punt with no return. That ball hit at about the 20 and rolled 20 yards, and we've got another timeout on the field.
Timeout on the field
to go
for media.
in the first half. UCO 0, Central Missouri 0. You're listening to UCO Bronco football.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the University of Central Oklahoma would like to recognize Jennifer Van Huss, Edmond Public Schools District Teacher of the Year. Mrs. Van Huss is a 3rd grade teacher at Edmond's Red Bud Elementary. This is her 13th year teaching at Edmond, and she's a proud UCO alum, graduating in 2012 with a degree in elementary education. She and her husband Jesse have 2 daughters, Morgan and Margot, 2 adorable dogs, Lulu and Luger. Thank you, Mrs. Van Huss, for all you do for the Edmond community. Fans, we're now looking for our best Caniac. When you see yourself on the video board, get crazy.
Welcome back to Chad Richardson Stadium. Scoreless between UCO and Central Missouri with 9:34 to go here in the first quarter. Todd Lisenby along with John Fitzgerald. Broncos go on the road for the first time next week, headed up to Nebraska. Our longest road trip of the year as UCO takes on Nebraska Kearney. Have we ever had a night game there, John? I don't think we have.
I definitely have not.
Yeah.
I thought you said that the year I didn't do it, you guys maybe
We
did.
might have had like a late afternoon game or something, but a 7 p.m. kickoff, which you don't get very often in Kearney, or at least not in our experience. You can hear that on KOKC here next week. If you're watching on the stream, you'll have the Nebraska Kearney call on that. So if you want to listen to our call, you can do it on KOKC. 1st and 10, Central Mo from the 20. Zebrowski dropping to throw. Has time, looks left, floats, man open. That one is caught, diving grab at midfield as the pass is caught by Hogan Wasson.
Zebrowski's pass complete to number 4, Hogan Wasson.
It's going to be a gain of 30, from the 22 midfield.
Officials timeout.
We have a
for an
timeout for an
defensive
injured player. And the Broncos are lucky there that ball had a little bit of air under it had a little bit less air under it, because if Wasson could have struck. Zebrowski with Hawkins to his left will hand it to Hawkins right up the middle. Hawkins carving his way inside the 45 and down to the Bronco 44. Noah West on the tackle, but 6 yards on first down. Central Mo looking to go quick here to the line as Zebrowski takes the snap, fakes the handoff this time, throws right side, pass caught, immediately hit as it was Jake Lippy who made the grab. First down, though, at the 40. We'll give him the 39, so we'll call it a 5-yard gain. Zebrowski hands off to Hawkins right up the middle, and a nice run on first down inside the Bronco 35 to the 33.
Number 21, Connor Johnson makes the stop. Second down.
Second down as Central Mo to the line, ready to go again, and we see the pace they play with here. It's a issue on the handoff as Hawkins gets it. He's going to lose 2. Zebrowski tried to pull it from him, and it looked like they were having a game of tug-of-war there for a second. Hawkins finally got it, lost 2. Puckett tackles him.
Officials timeout for an injured offensive player.
As Jonathan Dennis is slow to get up for the Mules.
Yeah, there was a Bronco in the backfield pretty quickly on that exchange, and so probably caused a little bit of hesitation between both players, and it showed. And that's how the Broncos were able to get free and corral Hawkins once he did, commit to having the ball.
Cooper Zwart will check into the game for Central Mo at right guard to replace the injured Jonathan Dennis. 3rd down and 6 from the Bronco 35 for Central Mo here. Need to get it to the 29. Zebrowski and a flag comes in. It's a false start on Central Mo.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 77, offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Gabe Clark, the senior from Lawrence, Kansas, the guilty party there. Now be 3rd and 11.
The penalty places the ball at the 40-yard line.
Got an email in from Phil Edelin, who referenced an article in the Oklahoman this week about UCO exploring a move to Division I. Phil wants to know our view. Phil, I would say that Stan outlined UCO's vision there and the possible exploration in the article pretty well. Our athletic director will continue the thoughts after this play.
3rd down and 11. Zebrowski dropping, has time, now pressured, gets out of it, rolls all the way back into his own territory, throws it, and just throws it away. In the area of a receiver, good pressure from Noah West, made a backtrack about 20 yards. It'll be 4th and 11, and this is an interesting decision here for Central Mo, John. It looks like they might be keeping the offense on the field.
Yeah, I mean, boy, the temptation to punt this thing and try to bury UCO deep and force a mistake or something like that that'd be hard for me to overcome as Central Missouri's coach. But it's a game of chess, and we'll see what the Mules choose to do. Was referencing that article, and I know Stan Wagner, UCO's athletic director, was quoted in there as saying that there probably needed to be some further exploration,
Timeout.
Do I think?
Welcome back. After further discussion, Central Missouri has decided they're going to punt it away here and try to pin the Broncos deep instead of go for it on 4th and 11 from the UCO 40-yard line. Ethan Brown with a high kick, fair catch called for. Stevens gets out of the way, and this is going to roll inside the 10 to the 8. Stevens could have stepped up and caught that one and saved the Broncos about 10 yards of field position. I think he might have lost track of it for a second there, though.
Yeah, Doro gave him a high five as he came off the field, and I was watching to see if he was going to coach him up or and he didn't stop him and have a conversation with Stevens, so he was okay with that move. But yeah, I was expecting, your job is to step up and catch that ball, and that would have prevented it from, bouncing 7, 8, 9 yards.
So Broncos have it 1st and 10 from their own 8. Did not expect it to be scoreless with 7:10 to go in the first quarter, but here we are. Huff has Carney at fullback now out of the gun. Hands it to Cottrell, running left. Not a lot there. He's going to get out across the 10 to the 11, carrying the tackler with him. That was Elias Sherman on the tackle. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7 coming up.
We were addressing that email from Phil on the previous few plays. He emailed us here in the booth at ucoradio@gmail.com. We want to hear from everybody out there. Feel free to drop us a line. Let us know where you're listening, who you're rooting for. Let's stay out of politics.
2nd down and 8. They marked him at the 10 as Huff will throw right side. Pass caught. Not a lot there as Delso gets it. Is going to lose a yard back to the 9. I would just say this, John, about UCO going to D1. I think it's a great article to write because people read it and get excited about it, but I don't think people understand all the behind-the-scenes stuff involved in going from D2 to D1 or even to FCS. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's not just a, hey, let's do this, decision. There's all kinds of funding issues and regulations from the NCAA that have to be satisfied.
3rd and 9 from the 9. Delso out of the backfield to Cottrell, and he can't hold on. Out in the flat, and the Broncos will go 3 and out and punt it back. UCO, I think, has had the ball for less than 3 minutes of this one. It's been really quick 3 and outs the last 2. And the last thing you want to do, John, against Zach Zebrowski is wear your defense out by not giving them a little break on the sideline.
Yeah, you got to put drives together when you have the opportunity, and you certainly don't want to be punting from your own end zone. So this field position game that Central Missouri played by punting it, they're currently, the advantage is pointing towards the Mules.
Grayson Miller will punt it away. Nearly blocked. I don't know how it wasn't blocked, and it's a great punt. It goes into Central Mo territory and out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. They'll mark it out at the 39. That's a 52-yard punt with no return, and I thought for sure that was going to get blocked, John.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure there, but punter stayed cool and made the kick, and really was a nice one. Good field position for the UCO defense, considering where they just punted the ball from.
So Central Mo will start from their own 39-yard line. This will be the 4th possession for Central Mo. Still no points on the board for the Mules as Zebrowski will come out at quarterback with Hawkins to his left on 1st down from the right hash. Tight end, 2 receivers right, 1 receiver out to the left as Zebrowski hit as he throws, fires one down the field, had a man open, and it's incomplete.
He's hurt. Zebrowski's hurting too. He was slow to get up and holding his hand, and he's still holding his hand as he crouches down and looks to the sideline for the next play. So see how he looks mechanically on this next play after taking a pretty good shot there on 1st down.
2nd down and 10 from the 39 for Central Missouri. Zebrowski looking to throw again. Has time, fires one deep left side. That ball's incomplete, a little bit underthrown. And good coverage by UCO is coming over to break that one up was Dalton Hurd. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Really good coverage and kind of a dangerous throw there in the double coverage, but Zebrowski's not afraid to make those throws, and he'll connect on them more times than not. So good job by the UCO defense staying step for step there with the receiver.
Yeah, Hurd and Rice had him bracketed there. It'll be 3rd down and 10 from the 39. Zebrowski out of the gun again. Looking right, has time, now steps and fires right. Pass is complete. Good grab on the sideline that time, as that was Christian Dixon who went up and made the catch at the 50. 11 yards on the play.
Replay on the big screen here in the stadium confirms that the feet were down. Hard to see from our angle, but good catch by the receiver there.
1st and 10 midfield, Zebrowski, and a flag comes in before the play. This has got to be a motion penalty on Central Mo, you would think.
They don't typically stop the play unless...
Ball start, offense. Not all 11 players got set. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Dwight Niebling, our official tonight, our referee, I should say. Jonathan Bowie, the umpire. Lineman Bradley Hardzog. Line judge Patrick Clare. Back judge Ben Schmidt. Field judge is Cooper Boyd. Side judge Joshua Schmidt. And Eli O'Day is the center judge for this one. It's 1st and 15 now for Central Mo from their own 45. Pistol formation with Hawkins behind Zebrowski. Zebrowski looks, throws to Hawkins in the flat, and it's through his hands and incomplete. I'm going to put a little too much zhuzh on that one for the short pass.
Broncos will take it as Central Missouri has yet to find their groove in the passing game tonight, and a lot of that's been due to pressure up front. That's calmed down a little bit on this drive. Zebrowski's not under quite as much pressure as we've seen him under the first few drives, but the Broncos are continuing to mix it up and bring some different packages up front.
2nd down 15 from the 45. Zebrowski hands to Hawkins, running left, looking to bounce it outside. He's going to be hit and dropped at the 49-yard line. It's Connor Johnson who got there first for UCO. It'll be a 4-yard gain. We'll set up 3rd and 11.
William Mason on the tackle for the Broncos.
And these are the plays where you have to get the defense off the field, right? You have to make the stop here when it's a 3rd and long. You can't allow Central Missouri to get a fresh set of downs. The Broncos have to get stopped.
3rd down 11. Zebrowski takes the handoff, has time, looks, throws, right side, passes dropped. Would have been short of the first down anyway, but Zach Phipps couldn't hold on. And it'll be 4th down, and Central Mo will again punt it away. Just 3 first downs in the game for the Mules, 1 on that drive.
So I said the defense needed to get off the field there on 3rd down, and assuming that Central Missouri punts this ball, which they're lined up to do, they did just that. Now the UCO offense has to do their part. The Broncos have to put a drive together, move this ball down the field, and hopefully end the drive with some points. Let the defense get some rest and go to work.
Ethan Brown will punt it away. And there's a flag. Broncos hit the punter as this will bounce inside the 5. And back upfield to the 7. We'll see if this is the 5-yard or the 15-yard variety. Let's hope it's a 5-yarder. There's another flag downfield at the UCO 47, so we may have 2 flags here. Looks like one is a hold on the Broncos. The other one's going to be for hitting the kicker. So if you're Central Mo, you wouldn't take the 5-yard penalty. You make them take it from the 7, and then they'd go half the distance.
I mean, you set UCO up with very similar, actually worse field position than they had on the last drive. And the Broncos were unable to move the ball. They punted out of
There is no foul for roughing the kicker. The defender was blocked into during the kick, holding receiving team, number 22. 10-yard the penalties half the distance to the goal from the end of the play. First down.
So the Broncos start inside the 4 now.
Yeah, no decision to be made for Central Missouri. That's I kind of thought the flag on the at the side of the punt. I wasn't sure about that. It looked like a little bit of a kind of a dumpster fire of Central Missouri players and UCO players, and the punter just kind of landed in the scrum and fell over. So I thought if they were going to call it, it would only be the 5-yard variety. But the hold proves to be much more detrimental to the Broncos, as the punt was excellent, and now the Broncos give them a few more yards, give Central Missouri a few more yards with their penalty.
First down and 10 UCO. They'll start at the 3-yard line on this drive. 4:10 to go first quarter. Still scoreless here in Edmond. Broncos with a little sugar huddle will come to the ball here. Out of the huddle quickly, Huff in the gun. 2 tight ends. Handoff, Cottrell running left. Gets to about the 5 before he's driven backwards by about 7 different Central Mo players. He'll get to the 6 actually, gain of 2. Gain of 3.
So easy for me to say from up here and for any of us just watching the game, but I thought Cottrell could have cut to the left and gotten outside and really had some room to run there. But he probably saw something that I didn't, and that's why he's down there being an athlete, and I'm up here being an old man.
Call it a gain of 2. It looks like they started this drive at the 4. At least that's where the sticks are. Huff hands to Cottrell on second down. Stretch play going left and not a lot there. Got a yard out to the 7. Tackled on the play by Weston King. It'll be a 3rd down and 7 for the Broncos.
Broncos being very conservative so far on the first 2 plays of this drive, just trying to give themselves a little more room to work with.
Third down.
You know, if you can convert this, great. If you can't, you're just trying to give your punter a little bit more room to work. But look for the Broncos to open up the playbook a little bit more here on 3rd down.
Broncos need to get it to the 14 on 3rd and 7. Huff looking to throw, looks left, now back right. He's going to take off and run with it to the 10, busts outside, gets near the 1st down. I think he's got it. He does to the 15-yard line. 8-yard scramble by Jett Huff, and the sophomore from College Station moves the sticks.
Yeah, nice vision, pulling that thing down and taking off, and then some good blocking down the field. Really helped spring him for that yardage that he needed.
1st and 10 Broncos from the 20. Throw right side, complete in the backfield, and fighting upfield, that's Delso for a gain of a couple. We'll get from the 15 up to the 16, so just a 1-yard gain there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Delso moves to receiver left now. 3 of them that way as Huff looks left, throws left, complete to Schumann across the 20 and out to the 22. Another intermediate route there, gains 6 yards. They'll mark him down at the 21. So it'll be 3rd down and 4.
Huff likes Schumann as a target. He's gone to him at least 3 or 4 times tonight early in the first quarter. So we'll see if that connection can keep it up and make some things happen this game.
Huff. Right side. Is that one caught?
Yep.
It is caught, and it is a 1st down. My eyes in the backfield there. That was complete for a 1st down out to the 25.
Really good coverage by Central Missouri there, but just one of those where you catch it right where it's thrown, and he's taken down immediately, but it's a 1st down.
Yeah, that was Davis who made the grab. Here's a quick pass out left on 1st down, and Schumann can't hang on. They'll make it 2nd down and 10.
2nd down.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing about running with the football is you got to catch it first, and Schumann was unable to bring that one in right there, got a little ahead of himself.
2nd down 10 from the 25 for the Broncos. Huff looking left, has time, throws to a crossing route over the middle. Davis has it at the 30 and can't get upfield from there. Correction, that was not Davis, that was Madison Ridgeway on the grab.
Pass complete to number 9, Madison Ridgeway.
5 yards on the grab, it'll be 3rd and 5.
Gain to the 30-yard
Good job by Huff going through his progressions there, though.
And good blocking up front by the offensive line to give him the time to do so and make that throw.
Mason in the backfield will go in motion out of the backfield. Huff looking right, throws right, pass caught. Across the 40 to Davis, out past midfield and into Central Mill territory. Out of bounds at the 48-yard line, ushered out by Noah Blair with a big 1st down.
Beautiful throw by Huff. They sent Mason in motion, and I think that kind of caught the eyes of some of the defenders there. And so Terrell Davis was able to get open just over the heads up, and Huff makes a nice throw.
22 yards, and we've got a flag down before the play here as the Broncos tried to go quick, and somebody went a little too quick for UCO.
Yeah, it's going to be a false start on the Broncos there. I think they're just
prior to the snap, false start. Number 17, offense. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
It's Cody Brown who they're saying that one's on. 1st down and 15 now as it'll move back into UCO territory at the 47.
1st and 15.
Huff with 3 receivers left, throws to Davis on a short pass. Davis bounces outside at midfield to the 45, made a nice cut and got out of bounds. After a good gain, he gains 8. So he basically chops that 1st and 15 in half. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, the Central Missouri fans listening might have heard me talking about Central Missouri holding early in the game. I think the Broncos got away with one on the edge out there, but it does happen.
2nd down and 7. Huff, right side, pass complete. Again, a short pass. Delso fumbled it. It's picked up, though, by UCO. Fortunate for the Broncos there, as that was Davis who I believe picked it up.
Yeah, just lucky that Davis was standing right there, because there were about 3 Central Missouri players that probably would have been able to hop on that ball had Davis not gotten on it.
And that will be the end of the first quarter. When we come back, the Broncos will have 3rd down and 4 at the Central Mo. Broncos outgained Central Mo 87-57 in that first quarter. Huff has it on 3rd down. Hands it to Mason, running right. Mason shakes, shimmies, gets across the 40, down inside the 38, which is the line he needed to gain, and is out of bounds at the 37 with a first down run.
Really strong running by Mason there around the right side, and the offensive line doing a great job blocking down the field, getting the yardage. The Broncos need to keep this drive going.
First and 10 at the 37. Mason to the left of Huff, gets another handoff going right to the 35, and dives forward to the 34-yard line. Open field tackle made that time for Central Mo by Ladarian Polk. We'll mark him down at the 35, so just a 2-yard gain.
We'll say what's up to Dwayne James, who emailed us from Las Vegas. Dwayne is a UCO alum. He was a football player and a wrestler for the Broncos. And we'll tell you where he got in touch with us here in a minute.
Huff pumps, throws, left side, passes. Inside the 15 by Schumann at the 5. He's in for the touchdown. Jett Huff to Ashton Schumann, who made the grab and carried the corner into the end zone. 35 yards, and the Broncos strike first.
That was the connection we talked about in the first quarter. And we said they're going to do big things. They did the first big thing of the game right there with the long touchdown for the Broncos. I don't know how Schumann wasn't tackled at about the 10-yard line. The defender was up high. I guess it's kind of maybe wrestling for the ball or something. Schumann kept his legs moving and carried that defender right into the end zone. And the Broncos take the early lead here in that game.
Nicky Quevedo on for the extra point. The defender was trying to punch the ball away from him, as Quevedo's extra point is blocked and no good. So with 14:03 to go in the first half, it's UCO 6, Central Missouri nothing. We're listening to UCO Bronco football.
UCO 6.
Media timeout.
5-yard touchdown pass from Jett Huff to Ashton Schumann, and the Broncos strike first. The extra point was no good. It's 6-0 UCO. Exactly the start, John, that the Broncos wanted. I guess the only bad thing is that missed extra point so far.
Yeah, and that's that could be a, hopefully we're not coming back and talking about that missed extra point at the end of the game. But you got to get the easy thing, the easy points, and that's the easiest point you can score.
I mean, I hate to rub salt in the wound, but I think Central Mo fans will tell you extra points are pretty important. They lost in the the quarterfinals last year to Harding, 35-34 on an extra point that was missed or blocked. Quevedo will boot this one away. This is into a little bit of a breeze, but still into the end zone easily for a touchdown. And Central Mo will start at the 25-yard line. Zebrowski so far, John, 5 for 11, 51 yards, and he's been sacked 3 times.
Yeah, not the stat line he put up against the Broncos last year. But, we talked about it earlier, like last year, the Broncos played Central Missouri pretty tough in the first half. And in the second half of the game really got away. Central Missouri made some adjustments, and Zebrowski started hitting them, and they looked like the team that they became. So I'm sure that they're
first down. Here's Hawkins out wide left, gets the edge, gets across the 30, cuts back to the 35 and out to the 37. Good play on first down for Central Mo. 37 or 36, so 11 yards. Never know where they're going to spot the ball anymore, John. First and 10 at the 36. Zebrowski hands to Hawkins again, running right. And this time, not much there. He gets a yard up to the 37. Taken down by J.K. Moore.
Number 10, Dylan Buckeye.
Correction, Dylan Buckeye on that tackle. That was Moore, 2nd and 9. By the way, that last drive for the Broncos, John, 14 plays, 97 yards for UCO on that drive, spanning from the first quarter into the second.
That's what we said at the beginning of the drive. The offense needed to put one together, and they did just that.
Hawkins behind Zebrowski, fakes the handoff, looking to throw, now drops it to Hawkins' left side. Hawkins has a blocker in front, uses him, gets across the 40, and pushed out of bounds at the 42. Really good job there defensively by UCO to keep him hemmed in there, and use the sideline to get him out for a short gain.
I still like the pressure that I'm seeing from the front line UCO defense. They're splitting double teams, and they're not getting Zebrowski for the sack right now. They're making their presence known.
3rd and 5 from the 41 for Central Mo. Need to get it up to the 46 for a first down. Play clock at 5 here. Central Mo's got to hurry. 3 receivers left, 1 right for Zebrowski. Broncos blitz. Zebrowski drops, throws, floats it into space, and it's incomplete. The flag's going to come down. J.K. Moore, I think, had a little bit of jersey. Had his arm wrapped around Jake Lippy that time. I think the Broncos are going to get caught here on this one.
All the flags came down, Todd. I think that it was probably the right call if multiple officials saw it. I think he was holding on to the back of the jersey with his left hand.
Pass interference, number 16, defense. Ball's placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
There you have it.
So the line of scrimmage was the 41. The penalty will take it up to the 45, which is 14 yards on the penalty. 45 in Bronco territory, that is, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Central Mo. Zebrowski handing off right side. Jack Puckett comes in to make the tackle. First carry of the game there for LaAngelo Bell.
LaAngelo Bell on the carry for the Mules.
Gains 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Jack Puckett makes the tackle for the Broncos. 2nd
From the
down
Bronco 42. Zebrowski, high snap, handles it, hands it off to Bell, who runs left and gets to the 41. Just a gain of 1 that time. Good job scraping over the top that time by Kobe Stevens to make the play.
LaAngelo Bell once again.
3rd down and 6 from the 41.
Still have to look to the sidelines in Division II to get the play. No helmet communications, if you've seen that on television this year in Division I. Division II does not have that, so got to go old school with the signals.
3rd and 6 at the 41 for Zebrowski here. Out of the gun. Looking right, throwing right. Pass caught, was a little behind the receiver. That was his big tight end, Noah Matthews Harris, who made a good grab and a first down to the Bronco 33.
Yeah, I mean, that's just going out and posting up. Matthews Harris is 6'5", 252.
Zebrowski out of the gun, going deep left side this time towards the end zone, underthrown and incomplete. Tried to go back shoulder that time with Zach Patterson and just threw it a little too far on the back shoulder. It'll be 2nd and 10. You mentioned the helmet communication, John. I don't know if you saw or not, but the schools that are in FCS that went and played D1 schools, they had to make an investment of like $200,000 if they wanted to use that technology, because they could only use it for 1 game.
They have the option of using it, but like I saw one game, I think it was South Dakota State, Oklahoma State, where they said we're not using it, and it probably was because of the financial part, but their coach said, hey, we don't get to use it the rest of the season, so why get used to using it now?
2nd down and 10 from the Bronco 33. UCO showing a big blitz here. Broncos jump but get back before the snap, and now we've got a timeout called by Central Missouri. We'll take it with them. 10:54 to go first half. 6-0 Broncos. Welcome back to Chad Richardson Stadium. 2nd down and 10 for Central Mo at the UCO 33-yard line. Empty backfield for Zebrowski. Now he's going to bring Hawkins in tight to a tight end position on the left side. Zebrowski with 3 receivers right, 1 to the left, throwing over the middle. Pass is caught in double coverage. Great grab that time by Zach Patterson, who gets it down to the Bronco 20. 13-14 yards on the passing catch. The Broncos have a player down. That was a big collision, and Patterson held on.
Timeout for an injured defensive player.
It's Kobe Stevens who's the injured player.
Pretty important player for the
safety, and Fort Hays State has added a field goal. in the third quarter there. Fort Hays State ranked number 25 in this week's poll. Central Mo, the number 2 team in the country, will have it 1st and 10 at the 20 here. Zebrowski throws. It's nearly intercepted. Bronco defender jumped in front, and the Central Mo wide receiver turned into defender there as Dalton Hurd couldn't quite hang on to it.
Yeah, that one's gonna haunt him in his sleep tonight. Hurd should have caught that football and stopped this drive, but good defensive play nevertheless. Brings up 2nd down.
Pass was intended for Derek Rose. It'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 20. Empty backfield again for Zebrowski. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, tight to the formation. As Zebrowski stepping up, throwing, drops it off over the middle, complete down to the 15 to the 14. That is Hogan Wasson, who had that diving catch earlier, who grabs a 6-yard catch here. It'll be 3rd and 4. Good pressure again from the Broncos.
Yeah, it looked like just a little kind of running hook shot from Zebrowski as he was just about to get taken down by the Bronco rush. So good composure by the quarterback there. Of course, you would expect that out of the reigning player of the year in Division II. But a big 3rd down here for the Broncos.
3rd down and 4 at the Central Mo, or at the UCO 14 for Central Mo here. Empty backfield again for Zebrowski. Takes the snap, under pressure, steps up, gonna run with it, going to his right, has the 1st down, and he's hit hard and taken down at the 9, but it'll be 1st and goal for Central Mo.
Zebrowski on the keeper. Number 16.
Yeah, Zebrowski does just enough to get that 1st down and get the Mules a fresh set of downs here. So now you're, which you were doing on the last play as well. You're, as a defense here, you're playing to try and hold Central Missouri to a field goal attempt. You've got presumably 3 plays to do that here, presuming that the Mules wouldn't go for it on 4th down. So big, see how the UCO Broncos can do here in kind of a goal line stand situation.
1st down and 10 from the 9. Hand off to Hawkins, running right, nothing there. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it as David Williams comes in to make the play.
Williams did a real nice job reading that one off the left side of the defense. He saw Hawkins trying to get through the line of scrimmage. He couldn't get through the line of scrimmage. He kept working his way laterally towards the Central Missouri sideline, and Williams was there to meet him.
2nd down and goal from the 9. Zebrowski looking left, throwing left, pass is incomplete. Tried to go back shoulder again, this time for Derek Rose. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Just a little tall there for the receiver, and good coverage by the Broncos as well. Made it a difficult catch to try to go up and make. So huge 3rd down play here for the Broncos.
Emporia State has added a touchdown. Gunnar Gundy touchdown pass to Tyler Kamen. And it's 17-7 now. Emporia with the lead at Pittston. Broncos finish out the season here against Emporia State at home this year. 6-0 our score here in Edmond. 3rd and goal from the 9 for Central Mo. 8:27 to go 1st half. Zebrowski dropping, rolling left, looking, steps up, floats one left side, passes. Is it caught? It is caught, out of bounds at the 1. I didn't think he caught it, John.
Thought he was bobbling it.
UCO might think about challenging this one.
Yeah, I think
Coach Dorrell's already reaching for the flag.
They're showing it on the screen here in the stadium. Let's see if we can get a good look at it here, Todd. I mean, he held on to it. I don't know if he possessed it inside or not, but we don't know what the replay cameras look like here, so I don't know if they have enough to overturn that. Now the Mules have to decide, are they going to go for the touchdown here on 4th and 1, or are they going to kick a field goal and try and make this a 3-point game?
And are they challenging? They're going to challenge to see if it was a touchdown.
The pylon did move, but I feel like he was out of bounds. And now, we're going to not get the benefit of replay in the stadium because in the MIAA, the only Division II.
Central Missouri is challenging.
There and deciding what's going to happen. So we just have to take their word for it without a lot of evidence otherwise.
MIAA scores right now still 26-20. Northwest Missouri State leading Fort Hays State. That game late 3rd quarter. Northwest Missouri State on a drive as well in that one. Halftime, 21-7. Mo West leading Missouri Southern. That game up in St. Joe's today. 17-7 Emporia State leads Pitt State. Late second quarter in that ball game as well. And then our score here, 6-0. One final from earlier today. Colorado School of Mines defeated Washburn 31-28 in a non-conference game. The referee has looked and has made his call. I'm going to guess we hear a play stands here.
Reviewing the play. The receiver gained firm control, had a body part touch the pylon for a touchdown.
It's not the right.
Does not charge the timeout and retains one coach's challenge.
It doesn't matter if the body part touches the pylon.
That's not the rule.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, agree to disagree, but it's a touchdown. And it's 6-6 with the extra point on the way.
Now, no one from UCO's sideline is questioning the official on that call and the verbiage that was delivered. So they're not, uncomfortable with the way that was explained.
JT Miller will kick the extra point here. Snap and hold are good. The kick is away. And Central Mo has their first lead of the game. 8:15 to go first half. Central Missouri 7, Central Oklahoma 6. You're listening to UCO Bronco
Timeout
football.
on the field for the media.
The score, Central Missouri 7, the Broncos 6.
Broncos have Stevens along with Davis back to return this one, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. Excuse me, that was C.J. Williams back there. Let that one go over his head. Broncos have it at the 25.
I want to say hi to Stephanie Knowles, who emailed us here in the booth. Stephanie didn't say this in her email, but she's a former UCO Bronco softball player, and she wanted to shout out the Purcell Junior High Lady Dragon softball team for winning the Dale tournament today. So congrats to the Purcell Lady Dragon softball team. And Stephanie, thank you so much for emailing us here in the booth. She emailed us at ucoradio@gmail.com. We want to hear from everyone out there tonight.
First down and 10 for the Broncos at the 25. After that touchback, there's a throw on the flat right side to Delso. Delso not going to get much at all. He'll fight to get right near the line of scrimmage on the play, so no gain. And we saw UCO kind of pump fake. Maybe they're setting that up with those short passes again.
Well, they really haven't had a lot of success throwing the ball out in the flat like that tonight. But, yeah, like you said, might be setting something up.
Huff, this time ball's tipped. It's caught on the tip. That's Davis who grabs it and gets a couple yards out to the 27. Dangerous pass tipped up in the air there. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Broncos lucky that Davis was the only one in the vicinity to catch that thing, but it was kind of like receiving a punt without a fair catch. As soon as he caught it, there were several mules that were right on him.
Huff on 3rd down, looking to throw. Pumps, throws, complete to Delso. He's going to have to get upfield to get the first down. He's really close. They're going to spot him short.
Pass to Benson, number 1, Jacob Delso.
Yeah, I thought he got the ball out to the 35-yard line, but they're going to spot him
it
short
is
of the
just
35.
inches short. Will UCO try to go for it here or punt it away? It is the length of the football short. Maybe not even that, and the Broncos are keeping the offense on the field.
Boy, this is a short field that you give to the Mules if you don't get it, but I also understand the temptation to go for it right here and show them you can do it.
4th down and less than a yard. Handoff, Cottrell right side, first down. Boy, needed a half a yard, and he got about 1.5, and the Broncos have first down. A little extracurricular after the play there as Cottrell got tangled up with the tackler, Elias Sherman.
I think that was pretty incidental contact. Looked a little worse than it was. But the good news is the Broncos get the first down, and the drive has a little bit of new life.
1st and 10 at the 36. Huff looking right, has time, throws over the middle. Delso open, 45, 50, bounces off a tackle at the 45, and he's flipped down at the 43 in Central Mo territory. 22 yards on the play.
You don't often see a defender try to make a tackle that actually springboards the defender forward about 6 yards. That's exactly what happened right there.
1st and 10 at the Mules 43. Handoff to Cottrell. Nothing doing right side. It was 0 meets 0 as Austin Bressler, the number 0 for Central Mo, meets Cottrell, who wears 0 for UCO. Also had a helmet come off. Noah Dobson's going to come off. Robert Givens will come in for this play for him at left tackle.
Yeah, and it's a 2nd and long, and you're replacing your left tackle here. So, if you've got a quarterback that's going to try to set up in the pocket and throw the football, that's something you got to keep an eye on.
It's a loss of 1 on 1st down. 2nd and 11 from the UCM 44. Huff drops. Looking over the middle. Pass caught. Not a big gain. Down inside the 40 to the 39. Complete to Madison Ridgeway for a gain of 5. It'll set up a 3rd down and 6.
And for those wondering, Givens did do a nice job making his block at left tackle there. He is back out of the game as the helmet has been replaced. But no drop-off there with Givens coming in doing a nice job.
3rd and 6 from the Central Mo 39. Huff takes the snap, fakes a handoff, looks and throws. Slant route complete, short of the 1st down. That one's complete to the 36-yard line, caught by Jaden Gray. It's now 4th down and 3. From the 36, Broncos go fast. Huff hands it off. Mason right side. Pumping his legs, has the 1st down and more. 30, 25, 20, 15, and out of bounds near the 10. William Mason was pumping his legs before he even got to contact and was ready for it. He bounces it out and is pushed out at the 15.
Broncos haven't had a lot of success running the football tonight for, big chunk plays, but give credit to the offensive line right there and for Williams for putting a good run together and putting the Broncos into the red zone.
1st and 10 from the 15. Dunn goes in motion from tight end to receiver left. It's a handoff to Mason, and this time nothing at all. No gain right up the middle on that one. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Weston King, the nose guard for Central Missouri, really blew that play up. 6'2", 300-pound senior in the middle there. He just got underneath the offensive lineman that was trying to block him and ended up in the backfield, causing all sorts of havoc.
On 2nd down, Huff throws left side to Davis. Davis gets away from the defender, and he's into the end zone. Terrell Davis in the flat made the first man miss. It's a 15-yard touchdown pass, and the Broncos lead 12-7 and can make it 13-7 with the extra point here.
The defender sold out for the interception and didn't get it. He was trying to jump in front of the route and get the ball, and he missed it, and that left Davis all by himself. So great concentration by Davis to bring that thing in, and then he just had to run into the end zone for the points.
11 plays, 75 yards for the Broncos on the drive. 15 yards from Jett Huff to Terrell Davis. Quevedo on for the extra point. This one is up and good. 3:39 to go first half. UCO 13, Central Mo 7. You're listening to UCO Bronco football.
Central Missouri Mules 7, UCO Broncos 13.
Welcome back to Chad Richardson Stadium. Broncos with a 13-7 lead. 3:39 to go first half over number 2, Central Missouri. As Quevedo will kick this one away. And another one into the end zone for a touchback. And, John, you got to give credit where it's due. 2 fourth-down conversions on that drive. And the decision to go for it on 4th and 1 from your own 36 pays off.
That was a big gamble by Coach Doral and staff, but it paid off, like you said. And you know, we go again. We trade a bunch of punts in the first quarter, and now 3 straight offensive possessions have resulted in touchdowns. 2 for the Broncos and 1 for Central Missouri. So hopefully the Bronco defense can break that streak right here and keep Central Missouri from putting up points on this drive.
First down and 10 at the 25. Central Mo will start from the left hash. 3 receivers right, 2 left. Empty backfield for Zebrowski. Throws it quick, right side, behind. Looked like it was behind a receiver, and then it was caught by Wasson up at the 31. Kind of everyone running a slant that time. He threw it behind Rose, and Wasson makes the grab for 6.
Yeah, it definitely didn't look like it went to the intended receiver.
2nd and 4, again empty backfield. This time 3 receivers left. Zebrowski rolling right, looking, throwing deep. Defender fell down, wide open, caught inside the 30, and it'll be a touchdown for Central Mo. Stevens slipped to the turf, and it's Hawkins who makes the grab for the long touchdown, and we're tied up at 13 just like that.
All of a sudden we're in a track meet after a defensive battle in the first quarter. But listen, when you have a single coverage situation and the defensive back falls down, all the quarterback has to do is make a decent enough throw, and it's curtains, and that's exactly what happened right there for Central Missouri. They capitalized on the situation and put 6 on the board.
13-13 with the extra point pending. So we J.T. Miller on for his 2nd extra point of the game. The snap was a little low. The kick was not great, but it's between the uprights, and that's all that matters. 14-13, Central Mo regains the lead. 3:07 to go first half. You're listening to UCO Bronco football. Welcome back as the Broncos receive this kickoff down 14-13. It'll be fair caught, and UCO will take over at the 25-yard line. 69 yards on that touchdown for Central Missouri. Zach Zebrowski to Marcellus Hawkins. First big play of the game, really, for the Mules, John, as Kobe Stevens fell down in coverage, and Central Mo will make you pay, and they regain the lead 14-13. 2-play drive, 75 yards.
Monique Sowell has emailed us here in the booth tonight. She says, let's go Marcus Sowell. Of course, Marcus number 94 for the UCO Broncos. Monique, we are grateful that you're with us tonight and that you emailed us here in the booth, ucoradio@gmail.com.
And by the way, we say this all the time. If you're supporting someone from Central Mo, we'd love to hear from you as well. We know if you're watching on the stream, you're hearing our call, so we appreciate that. 1st and 10 from the 25. Broncos start left hash. Cottrell in the pistol behind Huff. Hand off to Cottrell running left. Cuts back 25, spins down to the 30. Good run on first down by Jalen Cottrell. Tackled by Rajon Williams.
Yeah, Williams just did a nice job of corralling Cottrell after he hit the cutback, but a good run by the Bronco there.
2nd and 5, another handoff to Cottrell. Running right, slow developing play, and it wasn't slow developing defensively as Cottrell loses a yard back to the 29, hitting the backfield by Drew Kaufman.
Yeah, I didn't like the way that one unfolded for the Broncos as Cottrell just kind of hung out in the backfield waiting for some blocks to be thrown. Unfortunately, those blocks were never thrown or they were outnumbered, and there was nowhere to go.
3rd down and 6 for UCO from their own 29. 2:16 to go. In fact, the Broncos, looking at it here, they can let it go to the 2-minute timeout, and I think they're going to do that. About a 1 second difference between the play clock and that 2-minute number, and UCO is going to let the Broncos trail 14-13. 2 minutes to go first half. Big third down for UCO here from their own 29, 3rd and 6. Huff in the gun, takes the snap, has time, throws over the middle, complete out to the 45 for the first down and more. That's the big tight end, Dominique Dunn, with the 16-yard grab.
Nice patience there by Huff, sitting in the pocket and then making the throw over the middle of the field, and great catch by Dunn.
First down, Huff throws it deep, has a man, it's caught, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Terrell Davis down the seam, 55 yards, and we do have a track meet now, John Fitzgerald. It's 19-14 Broncos.
5 offensive possessions in a row have resulted in touchdowns. I guess the only problem is, did they leave Central Missouri too much time here in the first half with 1:36 remaining? Great connection from Huff to Davis. Davis really a nice job concentrating and bringing that ball in and taking it to the house.
Terrell Davis, 7 catches, 114 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And we are still in the first half. Quevedo on for the extra point kick. It's away, and it's no good. He missed it to the left.
Did that one get tipped as well?
I don't know if it got tipped or not, but the Broncos lead 19-14 is the score. 1:36 to go first half. We'll take the timeout. UCO Bronco football will continue in a minute.
Central Oklahoma 19.
Quevedo's kickoff travels into the end zone. Central Mo will start from their own 25-yard line. Broncos go 4 plays, 75 yards. The touchdown play, Jett Huff to Terrell Davis, 55 yards. Jett Huff now, his line pretty dang impressive, John. 21 for 26, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 226 yards through the air for Jett Huff here in this first half.
You know, it's something we haven't really talked about, Todd, is that you know, if you're new to this rivalry, if you will, Coach Dorrell had Central Missouri's coach on his staff when he was hired here, but he never was a part of the staff for very long because he got the Central Missouri head job.
Zebrowski throwing right side, pass knocked away. Good coverage that time for UCO. That was J.K. Moore in coverage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
I want to say hi to Paul Brown, who emailed us here in the booth. Paul's a UCO alum, 2015. I won't go into Paul's whole message, but he does not want to send the officials a gift card from one of our sponsors tonight. We'll just say that. The replay and the touchdown, the first Central Missouri touchdown, Paul was not in agreement with. And, you know, from what we saw initially, Paul, we're right there with you, but that's the way it goes sometimes. The Broncos got to try and finish this one out. 2nd
and 10, Zebrowski to throw. Going deep, right side, downfield. It is intercepted! Intercepted! Great coverage and a great pick by David Williams, and the Broncos have it back with 1:24 to play. Looked like it was intended for him. Perfect coverage.
Just an outstanding athletic play to go up and pick that ball off. The replay here, I'm just going to watch on the big screen. Hopefully you guys are seeing it on the stream as well. I don't know how he caught that ball, Todd. I mean, the mitts were up by the Central Missouri defender, and it looked like it went right through him into UCO's possession. But now 1:24, plenty of time to put something together with what we've seen here in the second quarter of this game. That does stop the consecutive scoring drives and stops it in a big way for the Broncos. Now we'll see if they can move the ball down the field and at least try to get 3 out of this.
1st and 10 at the 32 for the Broncos. Huff dropping a throw over the middle. Pass caught. Schumann slung down at the 38 with a gain of 6. Broncos looking to go fast and not use their timeouts. Still have all 3 in the pocket.
That's a really nice catch by Schumann. Raylan Williams was all over him in a legal sense, but Schumann with a nice catch.
Huff on 2nd and 4, throwing right side. That one's intercepted. Looks like he and Delso were in different thoughts there as Delso went upfield and Huff looked for the hitch route, and it's intercepted. Pass intercepted for Central Mo by Ladarian Polk, and lucky for the Broncos, he had to go to the ground to intercept it, because if not, that would have been a pick 6.
Yeah, Ladarian still ran it to the end zone after he got back up. I think he was looking for that NFL selfie camera to celebrate a little bit, but there's not one down there, and It just resulted in a little extra sprinting for Polk. But so basically we had a lot of excitement on a couple of turnovers here, but it really just results in Central Missouri getting the ball back just inside UCO territory to try and finish this drive that they had started after UCO's last touchdown.
1st and 10, Central Mo now at the Bronco 47. From the left hash, empty backfield for Zebrowski. Drops to throw, has time, now rolling to his right. Broncos yelling for a hold. He floats one downfield that's caught by Rose and out of bounds at the 13.
I don't
Johnny Wilson got tackled on the edge.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, Todd. I mean, the holding is egregious on that play. When you can't separate from the defender, this guy, when you can't,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're being held, but we haven't seen a holding call all night, either side.
34 yards on the first down. Zebrowski, 1st and 10 from the 13, throws over the middle to the 10, to the 5, reaching for the end zone and in. They're going to say he's in or out. He stepped out of bounds. So he stepped out of bounds before he dove at the 1 yard line.
The official on the goal line started to put his hands up for a touchdown, but the official further back on the sideline was...
They're having issues with the stats in St. Joe's for Missouri Southern and Missouri Western, which isn't surprising. I will tell you, last year I left my laptop at St. Joe's during a basketball game, and it took them a month to get it back to me, so it's not surprising that they might have an issue or two.
I mean, it really sounds like that was your fault, though.
It was my fault, but I was going to pay for it, you know. Just run down to the FedEx store and drop her off.
We only go to the post office once a month.
I was going to pay and some, and then the guy was, well, never mind. I'm not going to get into it. I love playing game. I love the way the setup they have at Bo West. I don't know if have you ever been to the basketball gym?
I've not.
It's kind of dark, but it's a cool little atmosphere.
Been in it. I have been in it. My daughter took visited the soccer team up there when she was in high school, and we did go on a tour. We did go in there. Well, while we're in a break in the action, I want to say hi to Sean Love. Sean reached out to us in the booth. Sean was actually a former Oklahoma State wide receiver, but he's a coach now in the metro area and a big fan of all things Oklahoma sports. He actually runs a little podcast called the Rock Park Podcast, ROK, which stands for Recruit Oklahoma. You can check it out online, ROK Podcast on YouTube, on Apple, and Spotify. I had the pleasure to sit down with Sean and do an episode recently, and it was a lot of fun. So check it out, all things Oklahoma sports.
From Twitter, since the stats are down, 4th quarter, 12-19 to go. Missouri Southern's making it a ball game. They were down 21-7 at half. It's now 28-24.
After review, the ruling on the field has changed. The runner put a hand down, got the ball extended into the end zone for a touchdown.
Have you ever seen, first of all, Todd, I can't even remember an MIAA replay overturning a call since we've had replay. Like, I can't remember one. But we've had 2 of almost the exact same things happen here tonight. Both have resulted in touchdowns instead of the ball being on the 1 for the visiting team. It's crazy.
I would just say this. The first one, I'm not going to say they got it wrong, but by his definition, that's not a touchdown. You know, he said that part of the player touched the pylon, and that's not, the ball has to be over the pylon.
Right.
So it may have gotten over the pylon, but the way he explained it wasn't good.
Yep.
That one, I thought, on looking at it, was a touchdown. So I'm not shocked by that one.
Couldn't tell from up here, and not arguing with the validity of the call, just more the case study in what a weird night it's been for instant replay here at Chad Richardson Stadium.
So that touchdown from Zach Zebrowski to Jake Lippy makes it it's 13 yards, and it makes it 20-19 Central Mo lead. Now they're going to go for two to make this a field goal game.
Yeah, this game, I mean, the Broncos should be up 21-20 at this point, given the odds of, completing points after touchdowns. The Broncos have failed twice tonight on PATs, and so that's put Central Missouri into a position where they can make this a field goal game instead of just trying to tie the game, which, would be their position if UCO had completed those PATs. So
long conversation between the referee Dwight Niebling and Adam Dorrell.
He's probably saying the same thing. He's saying, I've never even seen a play overturned, right. And now you've overturned 2 touchdowns here tonight.
So it'll be a 2-point conversion try for Central Mo. And by the way, for the record, I'll just say this. had those not been overturned, it would have been at the 1 yard line. They probably would have knocked them in anyway.
100%.
Zebrowski takes the snap, looking left, steps up, looking to run with it, pressured, lost the ball. If the Broncos can scoop it, they can score a safety, but instead a lineman jumps on it at the 15-yard line. Broncos could have taken the lead in the weirdest way possible there, but it is recovered by Central Mo, so the two-point conversion's no good. And with 44 seconds to go in the first half, it's 20-19 with the lead. Todd Lisenby along with John Fitzgerald. That last drive, 2 plays, 47 yards as a fair catch called for by UCO on the kickoff, and they'll have it at the 25. Broncos will have 44 seconds to work with here. Most importantly, John, all 3 timeouts if they want to try to move the ball down the field here.
And they get the ball to start the second half. So it would be a huge victory if the Broncos could get this thing into field goal range and take a shot at a three-pointer.
I'll tell you another small thing, too, that plays in is Central Mo only has 1 timeout. So if you do get a sack or something, you can just take a knee and go to halftime. Right. They can't stop the clock enough. You know what I'm saying? Right, yeah. They couldn't, because you give Zach Zebrowski 15 seconds and you're in trouble. And
Central Missouri still has their challenge, right? If every challenge you win,
I think so,
you get to keep it, right? Unlimited if the calls are going your way.
First down and 10, Broncos from the 25. Huff out of the gun with Cottrell to his right. Looking to the sideline for instruction, now ready to take the snap. Takes it, rolling right, looking, throwing, pass, caught out to the 40, the 43, and out of bounds. Jacob Delso with the grab, 18 yards on the play, first down for the Broncos.
Hey, Huff has really looked good tonight, Todd. Like he's a new quarterback for the Broncos this year, and not a real tall guy. You see him out on the field, and you think, what are you going to get out of this guy? He looks like someone that maybe should be running the option, but he's really had a nice night throwing the football.
First and 10 at the 43 for the Broncos. Clock stopped, so UCO can take their time here with 36 ticks left. Huff claps his hands, takes a snap, looks left, throws left. Delso in the flat at the 45, out of bounds at the 47, so 4 yards.
Toss again to Jacob Delso.
Be second down and 6.
Broncos just playing it safe, trying to get the ball to the sidelines and get out of bounds. Keep managing the clock and try to keep as much time on there as they can.
Huff on second and 6 from the 47. Looking, now throws in the flat to Cottrell, his safety valve. Cottrell across midfield to the 45, down to the 42. Clock will stop, and the Broncos will use their first timeout. With 18 seconds left, Coach Dorrell's pointing up to the clock, thinks there should be a couple extra seconds on it.
Should we mean mug the clock operator? And that one might have as well, but no confirmation on that.
First and 10 at the 43. Huff, straight drop, throws, left side, pass, caught. Inside the 30, down to the 25. And down there with 11 seconds to go, the Broncos will use their second timeout. So now they should be in field goal range.
Timeout.
That's number 1. You have to trust your quarterback here to throw it away if nobody's open, I think, is probably the real answer. And if they're just playing for the field goal, I would expect a handoff here. 3 receivers right from the left hash. First and 10 at the 25. 12 seconds to go first half. Huff looking right side for the end zone. It is knocked down. Tried to get it to Davis. Good coverage by Central Mo. And now with 7 seconds to go, we'll see what the Broncos do here. That play took 5 seconds, so if you run another quick throw like that, you could do it again. Offense is still out on the field. From the 25-yard line, second down and 10. 7 seconds to play. And we've got a timeout by Central Mo before the snap.
Forward to coming up to Kearney next week.
Broncos offense on the field. Second down. Huff throwing quick over the middle. Pass caught down to the turf. Broncos use a timeout with 2 seconds to play in the first half at the 19-yard line. It'll be a 36-yard field goal attempt from the left hash for Quevedo.
And since
Aiden Hunt is the long snapper. Nicky Quevedo, the senior from Azle, Texas. Snap and hold are good. The kick from Quevedo has the leg on it. and it's right down the middle. And we head to halftime, and UCO, with that field goal, has a 2-point halftime lead over number 2 Central Missouri. We are at halftime at Chad Richardson Stadium. It's UCO 22, Central Missouri 20. When we come back, John Fitzgerald will be joined by Chris Brannick, UCO Sports Information Director. If you're
And the Broncos get the ball for the second half of play.
And going to be returned from the goal line. It's a reverse. Handed off right side to the 10, 15, 20, out to the 25 and near the 30-yard line. That's C.J. Williams on the reverse. We saw the Broncos last week, John, fake that reverse for a touchdown. This time they used that to set up the reverse for the big gainer.
Yeah, and the Broncos get better field position than had they fair caught it. It's a lot of work to get that extra 5 yards, but you put some of that stuff on film, like you said, the fake last week, the actual reverse this week, and now you keep teams guessing and making their players stay home and play sound special teams, for the remainder of the season.
Jett Huff in the gun with Cottrell behind him in the pistol on 1st and 10 from the 30 for the Broncos as we start the second half. Huff takes the snap, throwing left side, complete to Delso out to the 35-yard line. Just an easy passing catch for 6 yards there. They'll give him the 36 on forward progress. I guess we'll still call it the 35. it's at about the 35 and a half. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Huff fakes the handoff, throwing left, going up top for Schumann, who makes the grab. What a throw and catch. Ashton Schumann at the Central Mo 41 is out of bounds with a nice gain.
That's one of those that is just a comfort level thing in practice. Huff was so casual with the fake handoff, and then he just lobbed it up there for Schumann to go get it, and he did.
24 yards. Huff looking to throw again, pressured and sacked. First sack of the game for Central Missouri as Huff is wrangled down at the 47, a loss of 6. Elias Sherman got to him.
Yeah, 6'1", 290-pound red shirt freshman, the big fella, just beat his offensive lineman for the Broncos and got to Huff. Like you said, first time tonight, big loss for UCO.
2nd down, 16. Huff, 4-man rush, steps up, going to run with it. Lots of room, 45, 40, 35, 30, first down and out of bounds at the 26. Everyone dropped in coverage. Huff saw a seam, and he ran for 20 yards.
These are the things that open up, Todd, when you're throwing the ball well, and Huff has been throwing the ball well tonight. I would argue that he has looked like the better quarterback between the two teams tonight. And, that's just, what has played out on the field this evening against the reigning Harlan Hill winner. But Huff has had a good night, and the coverage is respecting that, and that opened up the middle of the field for him to run right there.
Broncos make some substitutions, so Central Mo's going to do the same. And as is the case when that happens, Central Mo will take their time, which you're obliged to do. Huff will hand it to Cottrell, left side. Cottrell, 25-20, breaks the tackle, 15, cuts back, 10-5, touchdown! The Broncos go 70 yards on the opening drive of the second half. Jalen Cottrell with a 26-yard touchdown, and UCO is up by 8.
They're just going to let the offensive linemen do what they want tonight because I think the Broncos got away with one on the left side, a hold, but we still haven't seen a holding call on an offensive lineman tonight. I guess as a former offensive lineman, that's my kind of night, You just got to get out there and play, but besides the fact, what a fantastic drive by the Broncos to set the tone here for the second half and to put themselves up by 2 scores. That field goal right before halftime, obviously a huge play, but it's really set the Broncos up here.
Quevedo on for the extra point. Snap and hold are good, and the kick is good. 29-20, Broncos up by 2 scores, 12-15. Welcome back, 29-20 our score. Quevedo will kick it away for UCO. And boot this one deep into the end zone for a touchback, and Central Missouri will have it 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. That last drive, 5 plays, 70 yards, the touchdown, 26 yards for Jalen Cottrell on the run, and the Broncos have the first 2-possession lead of the game by either team at 29-20.
Want to remind you, you can email us here in the second half in the booth, ucoradio@gmail.com. Let us know where you're listening. Let us know who you're rooting for, what you think about instant replay, what you just don't like Todd. You want to tell him? Let us know. We'll take emails from any of the fans out there tonight.
Empty backfield for Zebrowski on first down from the left hash. Takes a snap, throws quick, complete across the 30 to the 32. 7-yard gain that time on the quick pass to Hawkins. Second down and 2 upcoming from the 33-yard line. Zebrowski looking to throw, pressured, floats one, nearly picked off, and we have a flag down, and I think we're finally going to get a hold, John.
Well, I've been saying it loud enough, I guess. We'll see what the referee tells. Well, I thought he was getting ready to address the crowd, but now they're going to have a conversation about it.
Holding number 77, offense. 10-yard penalty, second down.
So the Broncos will take that penalty. It'll be 2nd and 12 instead of a 3rd and 2. Zebrowski, second time we've seen him get pressured and just kind of shot put one, and that one nearly got picked off.
That one was dangerous. But I thought we were going to sack him, honestly. It was a pretty dangerous throw for him. Fortunately for the Mules, it didn't result in an interception. Unfortunately, they did go backwards because of the penalty.
2nd and 12 now from the 23. Zebrowski setting up a screen, passes through the hands of Hawkins and incomplete again. Dangerous and nearly picked off.
That's one of those where the deeper defender just didn't realize what was falling into his lap. The ball goes through the hands of the receiver, and the Broncos could have easily picked that one off, but just the reaction not quick enough. Wasn't expecting that ball to make it to him, and it falls incomplete.
3rd and 12 from the 23. Zebrowski, empty backfield again. 5 receivers, 3-man rush, pressured. Rolls left, looking, throwing downfield, through the hands of the receiver, incomplete. Wasson couldn't hold on. It was a good throw, but he couldn't make the grab, and the Broncos defense gets off the field.
Boy, and his receivers really letting him down on the last 2 plays there, Todd. I mean, he throws 2 footballs that should have been caught, and that one that on 3rd down there would have converted the first down. And unfortunately for the Mules, they do not haul in those catches, and it forces the punt team to come out on the field. But love the pressure that the Bronco defense is getting on Central Missouri's quarterback.
Punt is away from Central Mo. Stevens back to receive it. It's a long punt that sends him all the way back inside the 30 at the 28. Going to his left, has a seam, tripped over his own feet at the 40, and a flag comes in as well. Boy, he had a big seam there. It looks like it wouldn't have mattered anyway with the flag, but the old turf monster got Kobe Stevens on that one.
And that flag came from deep, too. Official, hope he had his shoulder nice and stretched out before he threw that one. That's an injury. But, yeah, it looks like the Broncos are probably going to get back up.
Illegal block in the back. Number 8, receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down. Timeout.
You heard the man. Timeout on the field. We'll take it. Welcome back to Chad Richardson Stadium. 29-20. UCO leads Central Missouri. Broncos with the ball 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line after the penalty on the punt return. Huff has William Mason in the backfield to his left. Huff hands off to Mason, running right, cuts up, 35, big hole, 40, still on his feet, 45, 50, into Mules territory, carrying tacklers inside the 40-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 40, but it's a 30-yard run.
What a run by Mason, just getting to that second level through the offensive line and then doing all the work.
Broncos on the ball quick. Huff takes the snap, hands to Mason, same play left side. Big hole again. This time it closes up quicker as he gets down inside the 35 to the 32, but he's close to another first down.
I thought they were moving the chains, Todd, but they just still hadn't set them from the previous play. That's how quickly they're moving, so I prematurely celebrated there.
2nd down and 2. Huff out of the gun, looking to throw, has time. Steps up, thinking about running with it. Now is going to throw it and throw it away. Smart play that time by Jett Huff, and good coverage by Central Missouri downfield.
Yeah, didn't have a lane to run in and didn't have a receiver to throw to, so get rid of the football, no harm, no foul, brings up 3rd and short. Broncos need to convert here, though.
Third down and 2 at the 32. Shotgun formation, handoff Cottrell. Cottrell lowers his head at the 30. It depends on the spot. The near side's going to give it to him, I think.
And the far side stepped out to the 30 as well. He looked like he wasn't going to give it to him, but when he saw the near side, he stepped out to the 30, and now they're signaling to move the chains.
First down on a 2-yard run on a 3rd and 2. Huff hands off to Cottrell, running left at the 30, 25, carrying tacklers, finally drugged to the turf, out of bounds at the 20. They're going to mark him at the 21, so it's 9 yards on first down. 2nd down and 1 upcoming.
Central Missouri's defense just not doing a very good job of finding the ball carrier, and the Broncos making good cuts, juking some of the defenders. Really been able to run the ball in this drive.
Huff out of the gun on 2nd and 1. Claps his hands, straight drop, 4-man rush. Has time, now it's closing up on him. He gets away from the defender though, runs left, lowers his head, stays on his feet, and is knocked out at the 23. He's going to end up losing 2. But that could have been much worse for Jett Huff.
Yeah, just maybe throw that ball down the field and put it out of bounds. There was nowhere to run there. I like the effort. I like the fight, but we're going to need him behind center this season.
It is a 3-yard loss back to the 24, so it'll be 3rd and 4. Broncos need to get it to the 20 for a first down. 9:43 to go, 3rd quarter. UCO leading number 2 Central Mo 29-20. Huff right side pass complete. First down to Davis inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. They'll mark him out at the 15. But on a 3rd and 4, it's a 9-yard pass.
Just a great route and a perfect catch. Huff was watching him the whole way. He knew where Davis was going. He put it right where Davis was going to be, and Davis executed with the catch.
1st and 10 from the 15. Huff with Andrew Carney in the backfield now. Pumps, looking, left side. Steps up, throws, slant route. Schumann's got it inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Do we have a late flag or just an injured player?
We do have a flag down, and Adam Dorrell is very upset.
It was a late flag. It came in after the play, and there's an injured Mule defender.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 6, defense. Penalties have misses to the goal from the end of the run, first down.
So that penalty wasn't what resulted in the injury.
Well, and I think the problem with
1st and goal Broncos from the 4. Huff hands it off. Mason cutting back, gets to about the 3. Had a little seam, and it looked like maybe he just couldn't get his feet underneath him to make the cut.
Broncos trying to move fast here.
1-yard gain. Huff out of the gun. Hands to Mason again, this time looking to get around the end, and he does, into the end zone. Got a great block on the edge that time from Noah Dobson, and it's a touchdown for the Broncos.
Boy, and still a lot of time left in this ball game, Todd, but last year it was the Mules that came out in the second half and really separated themselves from the Broncos. The Broncos have taken that role this year here in Edmond, taking a 15-point lead with the PAT still to come.
Nicky Quevedo on for that PAT. Snap and hold are good. The kick looks good, and it is. 8:31 to go, 3rd quarter. Broncos up 36-20 over number 2 Central Missouri. You're listening to UCO Bronco football. 36-20, our score with 8:31 to go in the 3rd quarter as Nicky Quevedo again kicks one. This one will be returned though. Out from the 1 to the 20 and out to the 26-yard line on the return.
Return from the goal line to the 25-yard line.
And that's where Central Missouri will have it 1st and 10.
Andrew Carney out there making stops for the special teams. The big fullback for the Broncos getting a tackle there on the kickoff team.
1st and 10 Central Mo at the 26-yard line to start this drive. That last drive for the Broncos, by the way, on the touchdown. Ten plays, 70 yards, finished off with that 3-yard William Mason touchdown run. Zebrowski with an empty backfield on 1st down. Pressured, gets away from the rush, still loose, still looking for someone to throw it to, floats it downfield, and there's no flag as the defender and the wide receiver ran into each other, and it falls incomplete. UCO's got a player getting up slow. That's David Williams.
UCO's coaches wanted offensive pass interference. I think the receiver went out of bounds anyway because the official they both threw their hats. So, yeah, it would have been probably all for nothing regardless.
I will say, John, the Broncos are getting pressure with 3 and 4 sometimes and making Zebrowski have to move.
They are. And if I'm Central Missouri, I'm really concerned about that with my offensive line. You got 5 guys up there to block 3, and they're having a tough time doing it. So this is something that, win, lose, or draw tonight for the Mules. They're going to have to correct that.
Empty backfield again. Broncos show blitz. Broncos bring 5. Zebrowski drops, throws it deep down the field, incomplete. Looked like he thought his defender or his receiver was going to go towards the sideline. He went towards the seam, and it just falls on the turf, and it's another 3rd and long for Central Mo.
Well, he didn't have any choice but to get rid of that football either. With the blitz the Broncos brought, Zebrowski was under a lot of pressure and was going to get sacked if he didn't get rid of the ball.
3rd down and 10 for the Mules here from their own 26-yard line. Broncos looking to bring 3 here. Central Mo might have moved before the snap. No flag as Zebrowski's going to run for it. He's going to get the 1st down. He's going to take a hard hit at the 37 as J.K. Moore will get him to the turf, but it will be a 12-yard run and a 1st down.
Yeah, I thought the receiver closest to us started to take off before the snap, but I may be the only one in the stadium that thought that.
I think he took a step forward to get on the line of scrimmage, but it was you got to be set for a second.
Get set. Yeah, so little Canadian football rules.
Zebrowski throwing on 1st down, right side, pass complete. Nope, incomplete. Official comes in and says it hit the turf. They're going to challenge it. It's Jake Lippy who couldn't hold on to it. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Save those challenges for the stops at the 1-yard line. That's worked out well for the Mules tonight.
Linesman Bradley Hartzog was right on top of that one. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Hey, Ray and Alexandria, Garina and Eric and Griselia Sharp, if I pronounce that right, they emailed us here in the booth. They're having a watch party in Clovis, California. Big Bronco fans as they've got family on the team, and we're glad they emailed us. UCOradio@gmail.com.
2nd down and 10 for the Mules from the 37. Zebrowski has all day throwing right side, back shoulder, incomplete. Flag comes in.
Wow. The flag comes in from the back judge. The official that was right there on the sideline had a much better look at that and didn't flag anything. But I don't. Yeah, they're not gonna talk him out of it. That official is
pass interference. Number 16, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
It's one of those situations, Todd, where the ball is underthrown and the receiver tries to come back for it, and the defender is between the receiver and the ball. A lot of times you are going to get the pass interference call in those situations. So Central Missouri benefits and gets the ball just into Bronco territory.
Penalty moves it from the Central Mo 37 now into UCO territory at the Bronco 48. Zebrowski again working empty backfield. 3 receivers left, 2 right. Steps up, throws over the middle, pass complete. Nice gain inside the 35 and still on his feet and finally twirled down at the 32-yard line. It's Christian Dixon who made the grab. 16 yards and a 1st down, and the Broncos' J.K. Moore hits the turf.
It's so funny.
An injury.
Hey, I read a comment online this week that said basically the only thing that it was a Central Missouri fan, and they said the only thing
he was worked exclusively in the second half with 5 wide receivers. Again, we'll throw it. Quick throw right side, incomplete. Tried to hit Zach Patterson quick. Patterson wasn't looking for it. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that's because Connor Johnson was coming on the blitz off the right side of the UCO defense, and he was unblocked. So Zebrowski had to get rid of that football very quick, or he would have been taken to the turf.
5 receivers again on 2nd down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Zach Zebrowski will drop to throw. Blitz comes, steps up, looking to throw it, and does. Complete inside the 20, down to about the 19. Good throw and catch as Zach Patterson makes the grab. 12 yards and a first down. Central Mo on the move, going quick as Zebrowski takes the snap again. Throws over the middle, wide open, touchdown. Broncos had a bust, and there's a flag down after the play. Going to be a late hit on the Broncos as well, as Christian Dixon makes the touchdown grab.
Yeah, you see those flags, and I didn't see the hit on the quarterback. You just hope it's not, the targeting variety, right? So it looks like the Broncos are going to get hit for a late hit on Zebrowski, which they should be able to enforce on the kickoff.
We've got another flag in the back of the end zone now. I don't know what that one's all about.
Lots to sort out for this.
Didn't see that one until just now. That is a flag, right? Yeah.
Unsportsmanlike against Central Missouri. The official gave the signal here. He did not get on the mic and explain it, but he did signal a personal foul, late hit on the quarterback against UCO, and then he signaled unsportsmanlike conduct against Central Missouri. So does that back their PAT up 15 yards, or do they offset? How does that work, Todd?
Well, what's interesting is in a normal situation, you would march off the penalty and then march off the unsportsmanlike. Like they would just cancel each other out because they would be enforced after the play. My guess is what's going to happen is that everything will be just as normal. They'll kick this extra point, and then they'll kick off from the 35.
So just offsetting, and then, the officials over there are talking to Central Missouri's coaching staff, and the line judge is over here talking to Doral, but the referee is on the far side talking to Central Missouri. So they're trying to sort out the mathematics and the order of events here as far as that goes. I know if it's in parentheses, you do that first, and then you add the rest
right.
of the numbers, right? So that's about all I remember from my algebra classes. We'll see what order of events they go here and how it works out as far as field position, if anything happens.
Here's our referee, Dwight Niebling, with the call.
Maybe.
There were fouls by both teams. Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 30, defense. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, Central Missouri, that penalty is enforced on the try for point.
Interesting. It's interesting that you can choose to.
Well, and I think that's a great call by Coach Doral because it's a 2-score game right now if Central Mo goes for 2. And now they've got to go for 2 from the – you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, or kick the
Yeah,
extra point.
unsportsmanlike on Central Missouri was number 3, his first towards disqualification.
I think they're going to keep the offense out here, John, and try to go for 2 from the 7 or the 18-yard line.
Yeah, it's a 2-score game at the moment with a touchdown and a field goal. So the 2-point conversion makes it a 1-possession game.
Exactly.
The PAT doesn't do anything for you. Although I don't know what the book says, right? It's
Right.
like you're sitting at a blackjack table. There's that coach's book that tells you what to do in different scenarios, and whether you split aces and eights or whatever. But they're going for 2.
2-point conversion from the 18. Zebrowski throwing right side, hits the defender in the back, and it's incomplete. Connor Johnson in coverage, and the 2-point conversion's no good. 10-point Bronco lead, 6:28 to go in the third quarter, 36-26. UCO's up. You're listening to UCO Bronco football. Welcome back to Chad Richardson Stadium. Todd Lisenby along with John Fitzgerald. 8-play, 74-yard drive for the Mules. They get their first points of the second half. The touchdown, a 19-yard touchdown pass from Zach Zebrowski to Christian Dixon. The 2-point conversion was no good after that 15-yard penalty. But now Central Mo's going to kick off from midfield.
And this is a weird situation for a kicking team to be in because
free kick is from the 50.
If you kick the
free
ball,
kick is from the 50.
Into the end zone or it's fair caught, they're going to get it at the 25 anyway. So this penalty doesn't do much for you. So do you try a shorter, like kind of mid-range onside or high onside?
You might try an onside, yeah,
or something like that, right?
I mean, if you kick it high at the 25-yard line and they fair catch it, they're going to get it at the 25. You know what I mean? You're not losing much there.
You don't do yourself any good to try to kick it through the scoreboard. So
right. Also, I would say, everyone always says just kick it high and short. That's not real easy to do for these kickers who just practice hitting it as hard as they can over and over.
Yeah.
Brett Groupie's got it on the tee for Central Mo. And he will just boot it into the end zone for a touchback.
Interesting.
See, my question is, why would Central Mo not take the 15-yard penalty and set up their 2-point conversion attempt from the 3?
Because they could they have offset the? Could they have offset?
No, because it was after. Because the touchdown counts. It doesn't make any sense why you would take it on the kickoff there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Could they have enforced it on the PAT and offset their dead ball personal foul?
I think so.
And then done it from the? That's like,
it seems like a mistake.
That's an interesting one. Email us here in the booth, ucoradio@gmail.com, if you are a official or if you think you are. And
we do. 1st and 10 from the 25. Huff in the gun. Hands off to Cottrell out of the pistol, running right. Has a nice seam out to the 29 for about 4 yards. Closes up pretty quick on him before Charles Gaddy makes the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And the Broncos have a player down. Looks like just a cramp there.
Officials timeout for an injured offensive player.
Field goal. Didn't Mines play in the national championship game last year, or did they?
It wasn't last year. It might have been the year before.
I thought they had
been
a pretty good
though.
team.
Yeah. 2nd down and 6 after the injury timeout. Huff throws it left side for Davis. Davis makes the grab, and not a lot there. He spun to the turf. He actually landed on top of a Central Mo defender and got a couple extra yards on that tackle out to the 33.
And kudos to the officials for seeing that as well and spotting it correctly.
3rd down and 3 from the 32 is where they'll mark it. Handoff. Mason running left. Not much there. He's not going to get it. It'll be 4th down. The Broncos are going to have to punt it.
Yeah, the defensive tackle on the right side for Central Missouri, he just stood his offensive lineman up and drove him into the backfield. He didn't get off and make the tackle, but he is the obstruction that forced the running back to have to switch directions, and by then he was bottled up.
So 4th down and 2 for the Broncos from the 33, and they will punt it away.
So much time left in this game too, Todd. I mean, we're only 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, so these teams can score fast. This game is a long way from over.
Grayson Miller to punt it. Peyton Hunt will snap it back to him for UCO. Miller's punt. Fair caught by Wasson at the 29-yard line in Central Mo territory. It's a 38-yard punt with no return, and Central Mo will have it 1st and 10 at the 29. I want to remind you can email us in the booth, ucoradio@gmail.com. University of Central Oklahoma would like to thank Pepsi, the official drink provider for Bronco Athletics. Pepsi, that's what I like. 1st and 10, Central Mo at the 29-yard line. I don't think Central Mo's had a running back in the backfield in the second half.
Yeah, we saw Hawkins from, like I said, Putnam City product, run the ball a lot in the first half. Haven't called his name here in the second.
Zebrowski to throw on 1st down. Stepping up, throwing, left side, pass complete. 1st down, out across the 40 to the 42. That's Patterson on the grab, who's made a couple of good catches here in the second half. 12-yard gain, 1st and 10. Zebrowski going fast again, stepping up. Pressured, looking, throwing, downfield. It is caught. 1st down and more inside the 30, inside the 25, and down to the 23 for Wasson.
tackle made by
Hogan Wasson with a big grab that time. 31 yards and a first down. 33 yards, excuse me, and a first down. Zebrowski throwing again. Pressured. Rolls right, throws incomplete. And a flag's going to come in for pass interference.
Broncos got away with a face mask on Zebrowski, too. And he was complaining about it, and rightfully so, as the defender, when he ran by him, hooked his face mask just momentarily, but that is a penalty. They did not call that, but they're going to get the pass interference.
I was watching. I think
Pass
that was Johnny Wilson over there.
Number 24, defense. Ball's placed at the spot of the foul. Touchdown.
Put the ball at the 9 on the penalty. I think Wilson got held as well as he was kind of grabbing the face mask, so maybe that was one they just figured let him play.
Yeah.
First and goal, though, and you see how quickly Central Mo can move it down the field.
Yeah, the Broncos came out and really took control of the second half for a while, and now the momentum shift has certainly gone back towards the Mules. As here we are just a couple minutes after their last touchdown, and they're in a real threatening position to score again here.
36-26, Broncos with the lead, but first and goal for Central Mo. UCO is going to sub out some players, and Central Mo is going to have to use a timeout. They didn't leave enough time on the play clock to make that sub, and we'll take it with them. 4:08 to go third quarter, Broncos up 10. You're listening to UCO Bronco football.
First and goal.
Welcome back. First down and goal for Central Mo from the 9-yard line. Zebrowski hands off. Left side, inside the 5, down near the 2-yard line. That's Hawkins on the carry. It'll be second and goal from the 2. First run play of the second half, at least from a running back for Central Mo. Second and goal at the 2. Central Mo going quick as Zebrowski hands it to Hawkins again. Hawkins hit in the backfield. Kobe Stevens came in off the edge. He's going to lose one. It'll be third and goal at the 3.
And this is obviously a big play for the Bronco defense. Central Missouri needs 10 points to tie this thing up. So you hold them right here, they're probably going to kick a field goal, I think. But the only way we're going to find that out is if UCO makes a stop here on third and goal.
3:20 to go third quarter. Broncos lead number 2, Central Missouri, 36-26. Third and goal from the 3 for Central Mo. Zebrowski takes the shotgun snap, fakes the handoff, rolling right, looking back to his left, now rolling back to his left. Backs up to the 20-yard line, now back to his right, directing traffic, floats it, touchdown. Broncos just can't cover for 15 seconds, and Zebrowski did all of that on his own, and the touchdown is caught by Nolan Matthews-Harris, and Central Mo is an extra point away from making this a field goal game.
I don't know how you lose covering a guy that's 6'5" and 250 pounds, but he was all by himself on the UCO sideline just waiting for that easy catch for 6 points.
5-play, 69-yard drive. Zebrowski to Matthews-Harris for a 3-yard touchdown, and the extra point coming up. And the extra point is good. 2:58 to go third quarter. 36-33. The Bronco lead is back down to a field goal. You're listening to UCO Bronco football.
Broncos 36. Jalen Cottrell and C.J. Williams back to receive for the Broncos. Brett Murphy will kick for the Mules.
Welcome back in. 36-33. Broncos holding on to a 3-point lead over number 2, Central Missouri. Jalen Cottrell along with C.J. Williams deep to receive the kickoff for the Broncos. Williams will take it a yard deep. Williams will fake the reverse this time, go to his left, get out to the 15, cut back 20, down the sideline, 25, 30, out of bounds across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Made a nice jump cut back to the middle of the field, and what looked like it wasn't going to be a good return sets the Broncos up with good field position.
Yeah, just got out there to the UCO sideline, and there happened to be a pretty nice wall of blockers after he made a nice cut, making a Central Missouri defender miss. And basically the safety comes over and makes the touchdown-saving tackle for the Mules, but great field position for UCO to start this drive. Now we got to move the chains.
Ball at the 38, 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Huff out of the shotgun formation. On 1st down, fakes the handoff, throws right side, complete to Davis, breaks the tackle, 1st down across midfield, still on his feet, pumping his feet to the 46-yard line. And Central Mo territory, 16 yards on the play.
I want to say hi to Vincent in Oklahoma City and Andy.
Officials
Andy didn't say where that
offensive
email is
player.
coming from, but they emailed us ucoradio@gmail.com. We want to hear from you as well.
And Davis is slow to get up.
Hydration, like just brutal cramps.
1st down and 10 at the 45. Hand off to Mason, running right. Helmet comes off of somebody, and Mason gets right back to the line of scrimmage. I thought that was the ball flying up in the air for a second, John. It was the helmet of a lineman. I think that was Montrell Lee. No gain for Mason on the play.
Yeah, that's and Montrell Lee was not doesn't appear to be hurt on the play, so that's good. It's never good to have your helmet come off at the beginning of a play.
2nd and 10, blitz comes. Broncos pick it up. Huff rolling to his left. Flag's going to come in for a hold. Huff's going to run it and get across the 40 to the 39. And Adam Dorrell is upset. Mason's going to get called for the hold. Picking up the blitz there. I'm 99% sure. As Chauncey Cheedy came
Personal
on.
foul, face mask, number 22, offense. 15-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
So it's more than a hold.
That's way worse.
Yeah. Yikes.
You know, sometimes it's not always intentional, right? You get your hands up in the face area. Sometimes they get caught in that face mask when you're trying to block. Usually they say hands to the face if it was just a blocking, situation. So he must have grasped the face mask to get the 15-yarder.
It's now 1st and 25 for the Broncos. Huff, slant route is caught. Big gainer all the way down into Central Mo territory. They gain back all 15 of the yards there as Madison Ridgeway makes the grab. It'll be 3rd and 10. Broncos go quick. Huff looking, blitz picked up. Huff going to run with it. He's going to dive and have the 1st down inside the 35 to the 33. Had he dove foot first, they wouldn't have given it to him, but he went head first and got to the 34 is where they'll mark it. Broncos on the ball quick, 1st and 10. Huff fakes the handoff, throws left side. Ridgeway couldn't hold on. Ridgeway tried to run with it before he caught it. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Boy, and just where he would have caught it would have been about a 7-yard gain or so, and that's one that Ridgeway's got to bring in. So he's, I know, beating himself up over that one.
2nd and 10 Broncos at the Central Mo 34. Huff blitzed, rolling left, throwing left. Schumann's got it. 1st down at the 20 and down to the 18 before he's knocked out of bounds. Ashton Schumann makes his 8th grab. Broncos are in the red zone, and Central Mo's got a player down now.
For an injured defensive player.
Well, while they tend to that, which looks like another cramp here, early season, that is interesting.
Handoff left side to Cottrell, not much there. Gets from the 19 down to about the 18. In fact, say from the 18 to the 18, so no gain, and now Cottrell's slow to get up.
Officials timeout for an injured offensive player.
I think Davenport is in the Jett Huff, we're back going again as Huff throws in the end zone, and that one was nearly picked off. Well, they got him off the field quick. I was looking down at my computer and the next play started.
That one should have been picked off by Central Missouri. That ball was thrown directly into that looked like a pregame passing drill to one of your receivers, but the Central Missouri defender just dropped it.
So now it's 3rd down and 10. Broncos at the 18. Empty backfield for Jett Huff. 2 receivers left, 3 to the right. Broncos have led this by as many as 16, 36-20, but 13 straight Central Mo points. It's a field goal game. Throw right side on the screen, complete, nothing there. It was caught by Davis, and he got back to the line of scrimmage, and now it's 4th down, and the Broncos will try a field goal.
But they're going to try it in the 4th quarter.
Try it in the 4th quarter because we are
That's
through
the end
3
of the
quarters.
3rd quarter.
UCO 36, number 2 Central Missouri 33. You're listening to UCO Bronco football.
Collegiate Athletic Conference.
Quevedo on for a 35-yard field goal. He hit a 36-yarder at the end of the first half. This one from the right hash, though, as we start the 4th quarter. Peyton Hunt will snap it. Jett Huff will hold it. The hold is down. The kick is away. And it's no good. He missed it wide right. It looked good from here. And Central Mo will take over after the missed field goal. So Broncos still up 36-33 on Central Mo. And, John, that is 5 points now that UCO's left on the board.
Yeah, and, you had what you needed out of the Broncos on that. They finally kind of settled down, put a drive together after a couple unanswered scores from Central Missouri. And, they stall out and can't finish with the 3 points. I thought it looked good from up here.
Looked like it went right over the right upright, which the rule is if it goes over the upright, it's no good.
Which makes sense, right? If it would,
you can't assume that it would have gone in had it hit the upright. So it's 1st and 10 Central Mo at the 20 after the missed field goal. Zach Zebrowski has 5 touchdowns on the game. He has thrown a rare interception, but he has really come to life here in the second half. Only 21 of 39 from the air. It's a low snap. Broncos blitz. Zebrowski throws over the middle. Oh, nearly picked. Dalton Hurd had another one in his hands. That's the second one tonight he couldn't hold on to. And it'll be 2nd and 10 on the incompletion.
Man, I said Dalton Hurd was going to be beating himself up when he was trying to go to sleep over that one he dropped earlier. This one right here might be worse. That is one that he's going to catch some heat for not catching.
2nd and 10 from the 20. Zebrowski throws short, right side in the flat out to the 25. Hawkins out to the 29. It's a little pass and catch in the flat there. Basically a sweep play for 9 yards. Now it's 3rd and 1. Central Mo going quick. Zebrowski hands to Hawkins. Hawkins straight ahead. Nice run. 1st down. Nearly broke that one. Jack Puckett, I think, had him by the legs and held him up. Brought him down, but not before he gets out to the 37. 8 yards and another 1st down. Zebrowski takes the 1st down snap. Looking right, going deep. Receiver cut that route off, and it's incomplete. Intended for Derek Rose. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that one was overthrown by about 20 yards. So definitely a miscommunication there as far as what the route maybe should have been or what Zebrowski thought it could have been.
Hunter Largent, Johnny Wilson, Tyler Stillwell into the game as well. For this 2nd down, Zachary Stillwell. Tyler was his brother. For this 2nd down and 10 play. Broncos showing blitz and a false start on Central Mo. Johnny Wilson had to jump up and down to get the flag.
The left guard just started to fall backwards, and he kind of just shuffled his feet to catch himself, and definitely was a false start.
False start, number 76, offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd half.
That moves it back to the 32-yard line where it'll be 2nd and 15 for Central Mo. 14-12 to go in this game. Broncos holding on to a 3-point lead against number 2, Central Missouri. 36-33 our score.
2nd down.
Been a long time since we've seen a Central Missouri punt, I think.
First half, I think.
And, you got them 2nd and 15 right here. So you've got 2 plays where you really got to make stops and force them to give the ball back to the Broncos.
Empty backfield for Zebrowski, looking to throw. Steps up, rolls left, throws. Pass is caught. Across the 40 to the 43. That is Jake Lippy making the grab. 11 yards, 3rd and 4 coming up. Zebrowski hands to Hawkins, running right, didn't get it. Stopped at the 44. It's going to be 4th down and 3, and now decision time for Central Mo.
Yeah, I mean, 3-point game with 13:40 left. I'm punting this football. The Broncos now have an injured player down. So Central Missouri will have a minute to think about it here.
Hunter Ward's cramping up right now.
Watch the hard count here if you're a defensive line. Can't jump off sides and give them the free first down. Got to make them earn it.
4th and 3 from the 44. Need the 47 for a first down. And it is a hard count, and Johnny Wilson saying that they moved up front, and I think he's right. We'll see if he gets the call.
The center pump faked the snap. He started to snap the ball and didn't snap it. This should be against Central Missouri.
Illegal snap. Number 73. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Now you got to punt. Well, you don't have to, but you should.
Coach Dorrell's out on the field about something here. I don't know what, but he is not happy.
Well, I hope that's not his happy demeanor, Tom.
It moves it back to the 39.
He's still out there. He's letting him have it. I don't know why. The Broncos got the call. I wonder what he thinks was missed there.
Ethan Brown will punt it away. Kobe Stevens deep to return it for UCO. Brown with a high spiraling punt. Stevens makes a fair catch at the 20, and that's where the Broncos will have it. 12:47 to go. We'll take a timeout. UCO 36, Central Missouri 33. You're listening to UCO Broncos football. Lead 36-33 with 12:47 to go. UCO will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Cottrell in the backfield. Huff fakes a handoff, rolling right, throwing back across his body, complete to Schumann. Out across the 30 to the 31. We'll mark him down at the 30. He kind of went backwards and then got flown forward. And they'll give him the progress to the 30. That's enough for a first down.
Yeah, I kind of thought they wouldn't give it to him because he came back on his own accord, but and a violent tackle at the end there on Schumann, but he hopped right up.
10 yards and a first down on the grab by Ashton Schumann. Schumann now 9 catches for 111 yards and a touchdown. Handoff to Cottrell, running left, nothing doing. He's going to be stacked up for a 2-yard loss on the left side. That was big Joshua Bean who got in there at 6'2", 290 and busted that one up.
Yeah, just kind of, I'm sure that's what the play calls for, but Cottrell was just kind of tiptoeing down the line behind the wall. There was just nowhere to go.
Huff on 2nd and 12, throwing right side, complete across the 40. Davis cuts back, 45, 50, down the sideline, 45, and out of bounds near the 40. Terrell Davis with another big gainer. That one for 32 yards. He's now up to 193 receiving, and it's a first down UCO.
Just looked really smooth and effortless on the run after the catch. Davis has been really playing well tonight.
Handoff, right side. Cottrell cuts it up. Big hole, 35, 30. Spins off a tackle and dives forward to the 27. 13 yards and another Bronco first down.
That's the type of running I like to see, Todd. Just hit the hole and get to the next level, not the ones that take a long time to develop. And again, I know there's different schools of thought, different types of plays, but I really like to see him just burst through that line of scrimmage and get to that next level like that.
Cottrell will sub out, so Central Mo will send on 3 new defensive linemen here. Play clock still at 15, so plenty of time. First down for UCO at the 27 in Central Mo territory. Huff fakes a handoff, throws left side, complete. Down to the 25-yard line on the grab. That was Jaden Gray who made the catch. Gain of about 3. Call it a 2-yard gain, actually. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brittany Dyer says hello to Brooks Dyer. And Wes Warner emails us, says Wes Warner's emailed us from the south side and enjoying the the call of the game. We appreciate you guys emailing us, ucoradio@gmail.com.
2nd down and 8 from the Central Mo 25. Huff pumps, looking left, now going to roll with it, thinking about running it. He will run it, and he'll get hit right on the sideline near the out of bounds. No flag for a late hit as he gets knocked into the bench. It was really close. It'll be no gain.
Yeah, I think you got to let that one go if you're the official. I don't disagree with the no call there.
I just saw the replay. Yeah. He got hit in bounds.
Yeah, he's running hard, and you think he's going to run out of bounds, but you can't. You got to guide him out of bounds, and you can hit him when his feet are still on the green. So it's a good play by the Central Missouri defender.
9:35 to go. Clock moving. Broncos up on number 2 Central Missouri. 36-33. 3rd down and 8 from the Central Mo 25. Huff drops, looks, right side, pass through the hands of the receiver, and incomplete.
Well, we've had a few pretty critical drops tonight. The Huff has been throwing the ball well. You got to bring those in, and that wouldn't have given the Broncos a first down, but it would have made it a more manageable field goal attempt. And now
they're going to go for it. Already missed 2 extra points and a field goal, so UCO is going to keep the offense out there. 4th down and 8 from the 25. 3 receivers spread right. Ridgeway, Davis, and Schumann. Mason in the backfield. Huff looking right, pressured, steps to his right. Going to throw across his body, pass caught. Ridgeway, first down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line.
Central Missouri brought the house on the blitz, so Huff had to improvise. He got outside the right side of the pocket and found Ridgeway just where he needed him to be. Gets the first down.
1st and 10 Broncos. Snap to Huff, throws it left side, pass complete inside the 5, down to the 3 for another first down. It's 1st and goal as Ridgeway again makes the grab. Hey, maybe just short. They'll mark him at the 3.5. So technically we'll call it the 4. It'll be 2nd and 1. Mason gets the handoff, running left. William Mason cuts back and jumps over the goal line for the Bronco touchdown. UCO's back up by 2 scores again with 8:34 to play. It's 42-33 Broncos.
What a great run by Mason over the left side of the offensive line. Broncos do a good job putting bodies on bodies, and that is huge to not get down there and just, settle for 3 or an attempt at 3, which hasn't been automatic tonight. The Broncos get the touchdown, which is going to make this a 10-point ball game if the PAT is true.
Extra point on the way from Nicky Quevedo. And the extra point is up and good. 8:34 to go, 43-33 Broncos with the lead. You're listening to UCO Bronco football.
Remaining in regulation. Central Missouri 33 from Broncos 43.
Welcome back to Chad Richardson Stadium. The Broncos are 8 minutes and 34 seconds away from a big upset over number 2 Central Missouri. 10-play, 80-yard drive. William Mason with the 4-yard touchdown run as Quevedo kicks it away for UCO. Fair catch called for, and Central Mo will start at the 25. Perfect response there from the UCO offense, John.
Absolutely, and put a drive together, ended with maximum points, getting the ball in the end zone and making this a 2-score game. The Broncos are not going quietly into the night as Central Missouri, came back, and it's going to be a battle these last 8.5 minutes, and we're glad that you guys are joining us for the battle, listening in, watching the stream. We got an email from Colorado, and it's from Todd's mom. Todd's mom says, good job, which she should say that. And she says, roll shows. And I will be truthful. I got a text from my mother in the first one of that. What are we looking at?
I'm just saying, we both got text from our moms.
I'm sorry, I thought it was something to say. I got a text from my mom that said we were
Delay game,
loud and clear,
offense.
and she was complimenting us. So it's nice to still have the support of our mothers.
How about this? Out of the kickoff, a delay a game on Central Mo, so that's going to move the ball back to the 20 and make it 1st and 15. Terrell Davis, 13 catches, 193 yards. He has tied the school record with 13 catches. Marquez Clark did it in 2013 against Emporia State. Zebrowski on 1st and 15, rolling to his right, gets away from pressure, runs out across the 30 to the 35, and slides down at about the 36-yard line for 16 yards and a first down.
Yeah,
He doesn't run much.
I was going to say, that's the first time he's really gotten loose tonight that I can think of and put up a big yardage play with his feet.
Empty backfield, 5 receivers. We've seen that most of the second half. Zebrowski throwing left side, pass overthrown. Incomplete, great coverage, J.K. Moore. He jumped the route.
And the Broncos only rushing 3 there. So, they have put some pressure on Zebrowski with that 3-man front tonight, but Central Missouri's offensive line did a good job holding them out there. Like to see UCO mix it up a little bit and bring some pressure.
Could be a night of upsets in the MIAA. Number 4, Pitt State has lost to Emporia State at home tonight, 24-21. Number 2, Central Mo on the ropes here in Edmond. Zebrowski looking to throw, steps up, throws one deep down the middle, complete. We've got a flag down, and there was a receiver and a defensive back that were wrestling each other. I think it's going to be a hold on UCO and not going to matter. That's a long gain, though, all the way down to the Bronco 36-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to take the result of the play, I would assume, if this is against the Broncos. You always hold out hope that it's like a pick down the field or something like that against the offense, but if you're rooting for the Bronze and Blue.
Holding, number 0, defense.
No such
That penalty's declined. The result of the play is a first down.
So the line of scrimmage is actually the Bronco 40. That was a 24-yard completion and a first down for Central Mo from Zebrowski to Nine-Eye Davis, who makes his first grab of the game. 1st and 10, 5 receivers again from the Bronco 40. UCO showing blitz. Zebrowski trying to communicate something to his receivers, takes the snap, snaps a little high, rolls out of pressure to his left, throws one deep, middle of the field, has a man open, it's a touchdown. Great throw and catch as Jack Pospisil makes his first grab of the game, and it's a big one for a long touchdown, 40 yards, and the Broncos lead is back down to 4 again, 43-39.
You've been practicing that last name for a week, and you didn't get to say it till the 4th quarter.
I wish I wasn't saying it at all.
Not in that context, but just a great bit of poise by Zebrowski there. He was under a lot of pressure from an immediate blitz that went unblocked. He scrambles out to the left side and just puts a dart down the field as Pospisil had a few steps on his defensive back.
You nailed it as well, and the extra point is up, and it is good. Field goal game again, 7.5 minutes to play, half of this 4th quarter remaining. It's UCO 43, Central Missouri 40. You're listening to UCO Bronco football. 4-play, 75-yard drive for Central Missouri. 40-yard touchdown from Zach Zebrowski to Jack Pospisil. And it's 43-40, the Bronco lead down to a field goal as this one's kicked off to the end zone. Stevens will again fake the reverse and keep it up to the 10, the 15, the 20, 25. Stevens cuts back at the 30. Oh, he couldn't stay on his feet. If he could have, he might have been able to bust that one, but still a nice return out to the 30-yard line. Something about that reverse action seems to get the cover team just a little disjointed, John.
Yeah, you'd think that if it was, I mean, it's gimmicky enough that, I mean, if it worked all the time, teams would do it. But it has, but you also have to credit the guys up front that are blocking and making plays in front of the ball carrier. It may have more to do with that than the trickery. And Kobe Stevens is a heck of an athlete. MIAA Special Teams Player of the Week last week after 2 90-plus yard touchdowns, 1 on a kickoff return, 1 on a punt return. So big things for Kobe this season.
1st and 10, Broncos at the 30. Huff throwing right side. Davis with the grab out to the 35, 40, 41-yard line. Terrell Davis sets the new school record with his 14th reception. They'll mark him down at the 40, but it's still 10 yards and a first down. Davis over 200 yards now. Handoff, Cottrell running right, gets a big block, 45-50, sideline and out of bounds in Central Mo territory. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds right at the 50-yard mark. In fact, they'll mark him a little short at the 49, so it's a 9-yard gain. Still nice run on first down, and now Central Mo has a player down.
The right side of that offensive line just rolled off the Central Missouri defense. Cottrell, that was I say
yard for the Broncos. Huff in the gun. Hands it to Cottrell. Cottrell, big gainer again. 45-40. Spins down to the 39. 12 yards. Noah Dobson lost his helmet, but it's a first down for the Broncos.
This guy's got to button their helmets up. That's the second time Dobson's lost his tonight. I don't remember my helmet ever falling off. Is that an old man thing to say?
Yes, very much so.
What's going on with these kids?
Huff out of the gun on 1st and 10 at the Central Mo 39. Hands it to Mason. Mason running right, tripped up, only got about a yard that time to the 38.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was following a lead blocker, but there were 2 defenders.
Officials timeout.
Now we got another Central Missouri player down. And, you know, all jokes aside with the
Second down and 9. Huff throwing left side. Pass complete. Davis spins. 35-30 inside the 20. Flags down. He's staying in bounds. Nope, they're going to say he's out of bounds at the 19. We'll see what the flag's for, but Davis just put his defender in the spin cycle on the edge, and we've got another injured player for Central Mo.
I worry that flag's going to be offensive pass interference. I didn't see it during the play, but the way that player went down and the brutality with which that player, the defender for Central Missouri, went down.
I think Schumann
pass interference, number 15, offense, 15-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
Thought he might have got picked or something like that, blindside blocked, something along those lines.
That's a big penalty because now it's 2nd and 24 for UCO, and that'll move the ball all the way back into UCO territory at the 47. Need to get it all the way down to the 29 for a first down in Central Mo territory.
Yeah, Broncos going to need a couple big plays here.
5:37 and ticking to play in this game. UCO up 43-40, 2nd and 24. Huff looking, scrambling, rolling right, looking to throw it across his body. Instead, will just keep it and get what he can across midfield to the Central Mo 49. It's only going to be a gain of about 5.
Yeah, definitely not what the Broncos needed there. Credit the Mule defense, covering up all the receivers and giving Huff no options to throw that ball. So now, you need a big play here to get the first down, but you don't want to do anything silly, right? You have an opportunity to punt this football and put Central Missouri maybe a little deeper as far as field position goes. So got to be smart here with your decision making. 3rd
and 20 for the Broncos from the Central Mo 49. Huff looking, throwing right side for Delso. They got a hold of his jersey, and there's the flag coming in. It'll be a pass interference, and the Broncos will have a first down.
Wow, and that's going to do big things to help the Broncos, not obviously only with field position, but with clock management as well. They're going to get a chance to run some more plays and run some clock. You heard the crowd wanted it. The official gave it to him.
Number 16, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
And if we were in high school football, John, that wouldn't be an automatic first down because it was 3rd and 20. But in college football, the pass interference comes with an automatic first down. Huge for the Broncos.
Absolutely.
So UCO's got 1st and 10 at the 34 of Central Mo. Two receivers left, one right, tight end on the right side as well for the quarterback, Jett Huff. Huff looking left, throwing left, has a man, floats it out there, it's incomplete. Good recovery that time, tried to get Davis, and in coverage was Javian Brown. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Terrell Davis, he could have brought that one in. That would have added to his statistics nicely. Not only one more reception, but the yardage that he would have got out of that. But good coverage by Central Missouri. It does stop the clock.
4:43 to play. I think, John, for the Broncos, you might be in 4-down territory here now, too. At the 34. Huff claps his hands, hands it off. Cottrell running right, cuts back, 35, 30, first down, 25, 20, down the sideline into the end zone. Jalen Cottrell, 34 yards, and the Broncos are back up 2 scores again. It's 49-40 UCO.
Outstanding run by Cottrell, an outstanding job by the other 10 guys on the field making their blocks. I assume maybe 9 guys, so I probably wasn't blocking anybody. But good job by Cottrell to get that thing in the end zone. That 2-score lead is so critical with 4 minutes and 34 seconds left in this game. Now the UCO defense has got to go sell out and make some stops.
Cottrell quietly has 122 yards rushing today after that touchdown run.
Everybody down there has 100-plus yards, Todd.
Huff will hold on the extra point, which Quevedo knocks through. The Broncos have hung a half 100, but this one's not done yet. 50-40, UCO leads Central Mo. Still 4:34 to play. You're listening to UCO Bronco Football.
Terrell Davis made his 14th reception in the game. That's a school record for receptions in a football game. Congratulations, number 8.
Welcome back. Broncos lead 50-40. A 34-yard touchdown run by Jalen Cottrell caps off a 7-play, 70-yard drive. Quevedo kicks it away. Going to be returned from the goal line. Out to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, and short of the 25-yard line. Broncos do a good job on coverage. Wasson on the return. Yards in the game, 691. Offensive yards. Zebrowski going deep on first down, left side, incomplete. Lots of hand fighting between receiver and defensive back.
When it's going both ways, they're not going to call that. Both guys are giving it. Kobe Stevens was step for step with that receiver. Really good coverage by the Broncos, and he knocks that pass down.
Adam Doral wants the crowd to get into it here. It's 2nd down and 10 from the 22. Nine-Eyed Davis, the intended receiver for Central Mo. Steps up, gonna run with it. Out across the 30, big gainer, slides down at the 38-yard line. He's gonna run for 16 yards and a first down.
Runs, gets himself up at the 38-yard line.
Central Mo going quick with 5 receivers. Zebrowski again, pressure. Jett gets away, rolling to his right. Hit a second time, gets away again, and just throws it away. He is hard to get to the ground. Zebrowski, the Broncos are all over him right now. It'll be 2nd and 10 Clock was stopped with 3:53 to play.
He sure wasn't hard to get to the ground on the first 2 possessions of the game, but since then, he has been all over the place. He's a heck of an athlete, and he kind of has he kind of looks like one of those, he's got those old man YMCA smarts, you know what I mean? Like, he just kind of knows positioning and where to be and when, and he makes people miss.
I don't know that he's super fat, kind of like Jokic a little bit does in the NBA. He just knows how to move his body around and create space. He is a heck of a player, and this will be a huge win if the Broncos can get it tonight. Zebrowski on 2nd and 10, throwing again. Going deep right side, incomplete. Through the hands of the receiver intended for Jake Lippy. Good coverage out there by Daniel Equaze. It'll be 3rd and 10 for Central Mall.
Equaze was step for step with the receiver again. I've been, for the most part, pretty pleased with the coverage that the Broncos have put out there tonight in the secondary. There's been a few busts. You know, there was the one where we fell down, but the Broncos have, they knew they were going to have a work cut out for them tonight in that secondary, and they've done a pretty good job.
3rd and 10. Zebrowski empty backfield again. Need to get it to the 48 for a first down. Throws over the middle, complete to midfield. First down and more. Connor Johnson makes the tackle, but not before a 13-yard gain on the pass to Wasson. Clock rolls, though. 3.5 to play. Remember, doesn't stop on first downs until the last 2 minutes anymore. Still 2 timeouts left for Central Mo. Broncos up 50 to 40. 3:18 to play. Zebrowski drops, and a flag will stop this one. I think we've got a false start.
Yeah, that's what the official on the far side is signaling. I didn't see it.
I think it was a receiver. Okay. I think.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 0, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That was King Blanton that committed the false start. So now it's 1st and 15. Remember, if you're under 2 minutes, I think that's a runoff on a false start as well. But we're still at 3:16 to play.
They give the same line.
Is winding as Zebrowski will drop the throw again. Still has time, looking, steps up, throws, incomplete. Taken to the turf, threw it as he was hit. It'll be 2nd down and 15.
He thought he had a little safety valve he could dump it off to, but he was hit by about 3 Broncos at the exact same time. And I thought Zebrowski early in the game, he got up holding his hand and was crouched down holding his hand. I think he just crouches down a lot when he's waiting for a call. I think that's just kind of his stance. So
I think he might be just worn out, too, John.
That's a fair point.
He's thrown the ball about 70 times tonight, it feels like, and this will be 71. 5 receivers on 2nd and 15. Zebrowski, straight drop. Lots of time, throws, middle of the field, tip, nearly picked off. Threw it behind his receiver, intended for King Blanton, and it'll be 3rd and 15 now.
Easy again with great coverage there for the Broncos.
2:57 to play. 3rd down and 15 for Central Missouri at the 46-yard line. They need to get it to the Bronco 39 to move the chains.
Obviously, 4-down territory here for the Mules, so wouldn't be surprised to see kind of a slant over the middle or something to get about half of this right here.
We've got a timeout taken by UCO. We'll take it with them. Broncos up 50 to 40. You listen to UCO Broncos football. Welcome back into Chad Richardson Stadium. 2:57 to play. The Broncos lead 50 to 40 over number 2 Central Missouri. 3rd and 15 Central Mole. On their own 46, need to get it to the Bronco 39. Zebrowski drops, pressure, hit. He's going to be sacked back on the 40-yard line. Noah West got there, and it'll be 4th and about 20.
Zebrowski wanted a horse collar, but it's not a horse collar if you're not moving. the initial grasp was on the top of the jersey, but then he readjusted to the hips and made the tackle. He didn't take Zebrowski to the turf that way.
And Zebrowski's upset about this. Right now the clock's ticking while he's talking to the referee. There's 2:25 to play. It's 4th and 20. The ball's at the 41. They need to get it all the way down to the UCO 39. Zebrowski takes the snap, looking, pressure, rolling right, throwing, middle of the field, incomplete! He won Huff, it's a Hogan Wilson, and the Broncos will take over on downs with 2:04 to play.
Big defensive stand by the Broncos there. Central Missouri's got 2 timeouts remaining. The UCO offense can put this thing to bed by moving the ball a little bit down the field.
Can I throw a crazy thing at you here?
Please do.
2:04 to go. Got the 2-minute timeout now. Maybe take a shot if they give you one-on-one coverage on the edge.
On first down, you're saying?
Yeah, because it's going to stop after the play either way.
Right, so if you throw an incomplete pass, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's a fair point. You got to make sure you don't do anything silly. You don't want to turn the ball over, right?
Still 2 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout for Central Mo, so they could get the ball back here. But as it stands now, they're going to need to recover an onside. Central Mo is with any chance to win this game. Huff will hand it off. Cottrell running right. He'll get inside the 40 to the 39. And with 1:58 to go, that'll take us to our 2-minute timeout.
2-minute timing rules are now in effect. This is also
down and 8 from the 39-yard line. Cottrell gets the handoff, running right. Big hole, 35-30. Jalen Cottrell! It's going to slide down at the 12-yard line. Keep the clock moving. Central Mo will use a timeout, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop it enough.
I don't think Doyle liked that. Score the touchdown. You're going to go up by 17
timeout. Central Missouri, second charge.
Central Mo uses their second timeout, so they have one more timeout. Handoff, Cottrell running left, cuts back, 10-5, touchdown, Jalen Cottrell, who took it in this time.
And I told you, he knew what he was doing. Slide down. I'm sitting there thinking before the snap, God, what if we turn the ball over right here? What a nightmare that would be. So I'm glad he was able to redeem himself and get the ball in the end zone and put the points on there that the Broncos deserve to score. And now it'll be a lot easier for the coaches to really yell at him.
163 yards and 3 touchdowns for Cottrell. Broncos can basically put the game away here with this extra point, make it a 3-score game. Huff will hold it, Quevedo will kick it, the kick is away, and the kick is good. 1:45 to go. UCO 57, number 2 Central Missouri 40. You're listening to UCO Bronco Football.
Broncos 57.
Nicky Quevedo's kickoff goes into the end zone, and Central Mo will have it at the 25-yard line. 1:45 to go. The Broncos are about to upset the number 2 team in the country, Central Missouri, as they lead it 57-40. That last drive for UCO after the turnover on downs, goes 3 plays, 41 yards. Jalen Contra ran for all 41 yards in that drive and finished it off with a 12-yard touchdown run.
If you'd have told me the Broncos were going to average 64.5 points a game through their first 2 games, I would have told you that they must have scored 390 points against Langston.
Or they scheduled Northeastern in week 2. Zebrowski dropping the pass, pressured, hit, and in the grasp, they're going to call this one dead. Zebrowski's mad and throws the ball down. That's a
quarterback stop, second down.
So now it's second down from the 17.
Why is the clock not running? Why is the clock stopped?
I don't know.
That's a running play tackle. It's one of my least favorite chants in sports.
Yeah, you'd like for them to be properly rated. That means you beat the number 2 team, right?
I like the excitement, though, and the enthusiasm from this crowd here at the Rich.
Zebrowski looking to throw again, floating to his right. Throws downfield, pass complete across the 25, out near the 30, out to the 31-yard line. That's King Blanton who makes the grab. 15 yards on the play. Rolling under a minute to play now.
Tackle made by number 0, Daniel Precinct.
Zebrowski dropping to throw again. 3-man rush, has time, throws right side, incomplete. Johnny Wilson just threw his hands up like, what do I got to do, man?
Just getting held like crazy. Yeah.
It'll be second down and 10, or fourth down, excuse me. I thought that was a first down the last play. It's fourth down and 4.
Fourth down.
Fourth and 3, excuse me, from the 32. So 3 big upsets in the MIAA tonight. Number 4, Pitt State lost at home 24-21 to Emporia. Number 25, Fort Hays State lost in Maryville 32-20 as UCO is going to use a timeout here. Didn't like what they saw on this 4th and 3 play. Here on KOKC. If you watch it online, you'll be getting the Nebraska Kearney play-by-play in color on the stream there. So we'd love for you to listen to us on KOKC. Zebrowski on 4th down, pressured, steps up, rolling right, now backing up, hit and sack, ball game. UCO is going to upset number 2 Central Missouri as Connor Johnson gets there to make the sack, and the Broncos take over at the 25-yard line. They'll put a knee to the turf, and UCO is 2-0.
And Zebrowski threw the ball at Connor Johnson. And I think the official was probably like, yeah, let's not prolong this anymore. No penalty.
There's no doubt that it's been a frustrating night for Zebrowski. He's been running all over the place, and credit to UCO for doing that. 27 of 55, so only 49% passing for Zebrowski. He did throw for 437 and 6 touchdowns. He did have an interception, and he's been sacked 6 times tonight by the Broncos.
Outstanding pressure on him all night. Now, he's made some plays in the face of that pressure, a bunch of plays. He's a good player, but the Broncos were the better team this evening.
Jett Huff will take the snap, take a knee, and that will do it. 57-40 going to be the final score. Number 2, Central Missouri, who was an extra point away from taking the eventual national champion Harding to overtime last year in the D2 playoffs and brought back the Harlan Hill Trophy winner and quarterback Zach Zebrowski, comes to Edmond, and the Broncos get a statement win. I think arguably the biggest statement win in the Adam Dorrell era here at UCO.
Yeah, I mean, they beat Northwest Missouri State his first year, which was certainly probably number 1, but I don't remember what Northwest Missouri was ranked at the time, number 4, you say. So yeah, definitely the highest ranked upset here for Adam Dorrell.